Hello and welcome to this this impromptu live stream. I wasn't actually going to do one tonight, but I had nothing else on, so I thought, why the hell not? If anyone turns up, great. If not, it's just going to be me babbling to myself for about an hour or so, maybe a couple of hours. So yeah, it's literally just going to be an open Q&A. So if anyone turns up, it's going to be about retro gaming or movies. Pop your questions down the bottom, and I'll answer them, and I'll fire some back. I mean, I got into gaming, I want to say about 1986, and it started with the ZX Spectrum, and that was when I got into it properly. Beforehand, it was the Commodore VIC-20 that my family had before. I think it was before I was born or just after. And I do remember playing Blitz on there. And in fact, I think that was probably the only game I do remember playing on there. But yeah, Mum used to love it. Used to have lots of good fun with it. And as soon as we got the Spectrum Christmas '86, it was the Spectrum Plus 2, light grey colour, built-in tape deck. It was the first Spectrum by Amstrad after they bought out Sinclair. And yeah, we gave the VIC-20 to my cousin, and it promptly blew up. Yeah, just completely blew up on him. And yeah, from then on, I just loved gaming. And even looking back at the Spectrum now, yeah, some of the graphics, they do look a little antiquated, but to be honest, back then, with things like the Spectrum, Commodore 64, and even the Amstrad 464, you kind of used your imagination a little bit, and it kind of made even the crappiest or simple looking of games, it made them look better, because you just thought, graphics aren't what they are, but I'll go along with it. But you found yourself, kind of just going along with it, really. But yeah, that was what started me off. And in fact, the games that we got that Christmas were pack-in versions of Mario Brothers and Donkey Kong by Ocean Software. Yeah, who would have thought that two Nintendo games would be ported to home computers like that aren't Nintendo branded. In fact, I even done a video on them as well. I think it was last year. It might have been the year before. I can't remember. But yeah, we had that, and we had Konami Coin-Op Hits, which had Green Beret, Ping Pong, Mikey, Hyper Sports, and Yi Are Kung Fu. And we also had the Ocean compilation Screen Heroes, which had Highlander, Miami Vice, Daley Thompson, I think it was Super Test, Street Hawk, and Frankie Goes to Hollywood. And yeah, playing the games back then, obviously we didn't know any better. So as a kid, I used to like Knight Rider and got frustrated with Highlander, of which there is a little backstory to why that game is crap. It was made intentionally crap because the deal that was made between Ocean, I think it was Thorny MI, it favoured Thorny MI. So basically, they said, right, okay, we're going to make this as shit as possible, and yeah, it was made as shit as possible. But yeah, I mean, I enjoyed Street Hawk. I enjoyed Frankie Goes to Hollywood, and yeah, on the Konami ones, I enjoyed pretty much all of them. Hypersports I couldn't get to grips with because it was all Kempston joystick, and we only had like the Sinclair joystick, and we didn't have like the Kempston interface that goes on the back. And yeah, that was, as I say, that was Christmas '86, and since then I've always loved gaming. And yeah, going back to them now, as I say, some of the graphics are a little bit simple, but when you look at games later on in the Spectrum's life, like Where Time Stood Still, Great Escape, Destiny Mission from 1990. Take them off a minute. Yeah, Destiny Mission from 1990. RoboCop 2. Even the first RoboCop from 1988. I think it was released around about the same time as the VHS, or it was just after the VHS, because there was an advert on there for on the VHS for it. I do remember, actually. I've got a copy of the VHS over there, and yeah, I remember watching that, and I think we ended up getting that game off of Northville Market, and it was stamped with Mark's Software. Infamous Mark's Software. Every single time we bought a game off of Harlow Market, there was that stamp inside. No matter if it was double dual box, cardboard box, or even single dual case, it was stamped in there. And yeah, it was a fun time, really fun time. Even watching, even playing games based on movies back then, as I say, RoboCop, Total Recall. What other ones was there? Rambo 3. I think it was they were mainly all from Motion Software. So Rambo 3. What else was there? There was Rambo First Blood Part 2, which was also on the Screen Heroes compilation. Sorry, my mistake. And yeah. So yeah, just playing those games on the Spectrum. Yeah, it was great fun. Really great fun. And then obviously at that time, watching the older movies like obviously RoboCop, Terminator 2 in 1993, I think it was. And yeah, it was just great times. Great times in the late 80s, very early 90s. And some of the arcade ports on the Spectrum were pretty good as well, like Space Gun from I think it's Talking Images, released by Ocean Software. Sorry, yes, that was actually a pretty good arcade conversion. Goes for silly money now, especially the Hit Squad version. But I'll talk about like the prices of retro games a little bit later on. But yeah, seeing like all the arcade conversions on the Spectrum like later in its life, it was amazing what they got out of it. It really, really was. And even now, like going back to again games like Space Gun, you know, it was just incredible. It really, really was. And we have some comments, and they're from Minajul. How you doing, mate? Hope you're well. It's going all right. It's going okay. You know, just doing an impromptu live stream, you know, and yeah, yeah, it's going okay. It's going as well as it could be, you know. Um, but yeah, just taking it day by day, mate. Taking it day by day. Yes, I am looking forward to Alien Romulus. I haven't watched the new trailer for it. I haven't watched the new trailer for it. I'm staying away from it because I watched the teaser and I loved it, and I don't want to see any more than that. So I'm staying away from all the trailers. But I will be going to watch it when it comes out. August, I think it is. So yeah, and yeah, it's that's not a problem, mate. It's not a problem. No need to apologise. No need to apologise at all. It's great to be doing another live stream. This was just literally, you know, just an impromptu one. Really, I had no plans to do one, but I just thought, sod it, you know. But yeah, it's great to be doing one. Great to be doing one again. Thank you very much. I'll try my best to. I'll try my best to. And what films are you looking forward or high anticipating for the end of the year now? Cinema, I'd definitely say Alien Romulus. I think if that can wipe away the memories of Alien Covenant, I'd be a happy chappy. I really would. As I say, I am looking forward to it, but to be honest, I think my expectations are probably going to be set really low for it. I mean, as I say, especially after Alien Covenant, that was awful. But yeah, looking forward to that. Physical releases on disc, The Hitcher. Definitely looking forward to that. Looking forward to Trick or Treat, coming from Arrow in October. I think it is October 28th. It's coming out. What else am I looking forward to? There's a few other releases as well, and for the life of me, I can't remember what the bloody hell they are. But yeah, as I say, I think there are some more discs coming out that I'm looking forward to. I was going to try and jump on the Jaws 3 and 4 4Ks, but by the time I went to pre-order them, they were all sold out, and they're being sold for, I think it's like 55, 60 quid upwards when they were 40 originally, 45. So yeah, but I am probably forgetting loads of like film releases that are coming out, but yeah, you know, thank you very much, mate. Yeah, I'm always trying to do better. Sometimes I fail, sometimes I don't. You know, it's just part of being human at the end of the day. But I mean, you know, if we do everything right all the time, then you know, it would be great, you know. But then if we do fail sometimes, it's just part of, as I say, it's just being human. You know, we can't be perfect all the time. You know, as I say, it'd be great if we were, but sadly we can't be. But you know, yep, I think Alien Romulus might be my last with this. Yeah, I mean, unless the cinemas do re-releases of older films, I'd give them a go. I mean, I was meant to have gone to see Star Trek 3: The Search for Spock. I think it was last month, but I didn't get a chance to. I was feeling off, so I paid for my ticket, but I just didn't get a chance to go. I just felt like crap. So, but yeah, that would probably be my last worthy cinema experience. Or Sonic Hedgehog 3 might prove me wrong. Yeah, I forgot about Sonic the Hedgehog 3 coming out. I like the first film. Second film, I think I got about 30 minutes into it and I turned it off. I just couldn't get on with it. Really couldn't get on with it. But it might be one that I'll have to give another go. But Sonic 3, if I can get on with Sonic 2, then yeah, I might give that one a go as well. don't forget the Hitcher. We've all got it on pre-order. I should hope. Yes, I think there's quite a few people that have got that on pre-order for definite. Will it sell out? Maybe. I mean, normally second sight special editions do kind of sell out, especially ones like that. Sometimes they don't. But I think with the Hitcher, because it's a film that a load of people over here have been looking forward to getting on disc. I mean, it seems as though we haven't had the Hitcher on disc since DVD. Momentum Pictures released it before they became Optimum, and then got, I think, folded into Studio Canal. So that was what, early 2000s. So yeah, but yeah, I think that's probably the main one that's that people are looking forward to. I know I am, definitely. So going on to films of the 80s. I mean, we've all got classics. We've all got classics that we really like. I mean, obviously, Goonies. For me, the Star Trek films that were released in that time period. And then you got films like Lost Boys, which I don't think I saw until it was on TV. I think it was early 90s on BBC One. And yeah, just loads of good films from the 80s that I just remember seeing back then. You know, I remember seeing The Goonies for the first time on a recording from ITV. God, you remember when ITV used to play films and they used to cut the hell out of them or replace like swear words and stuff like that? It's like I still remember watching a version of The Goonies from ITV when they cut out when Chunks said shit after his milkshake went all over him during the credits. Yeah, that was a fun film, and it definitely does take me back to my childhood, as I said in my pickups video when I got it on 4K. That many other films definitely do take me back to my childhood. I mean, it wasn't until like the early 90s I actually gave the thing a go. We had the original Betamax with the Norris thing on the front cover, and of course, the first time I saw it, I was about 3 or 4, and I was not petrified of it, but it freaked me out. So I always made sure to hid the case somewhere. And when it came down to it, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna give it a go, you know. And being what I think I was about 10, so about 1992, when I still had a Betamax player. I gave it a go, and it instantly became a favorite because it was just so damn good. You know, it's a masterclass in how to make a tense film, how to do proper practical effects without having to resort to CG. You know, like what they would do nowadays, which is quite sad. And you know, some great performances, especially from Kurt Russell. You know, it's just a great film. And then it wasn't until I think it was the mid-90s that I actually saw Escape from New York on Gold, and I ended up recording that and watching that for the first time. And I loved it. It was a fantastic film. Blew me away. But then it was in like the 80s that I started to watch films from like the 70s and that. It was like the Battlestar Galactica. I remember my brother buying that on VHS from John Menzies in Harlow. Who remembers John Menzies? Eh? Who remembers that shop? Upstairs in the Harvey Centre in Harlow, having games and music and movies just all upstairs. It was just a media lover's paradise. It really was. It was fantastic. You know, I loved going up there. I remember buying Rick Dangerous out of there on the Amiga, but that's for a little bit later on. Yeah. I forgot where I was now. I forgot where I was. Oh yeah, films of the 80s. Yeah, my brother bought the Battlestar Galactica film out of there on VHS, and yeah, first time I watched it, I loved it. It was great, and it got me hooked on the TV series as well. And in fact, I actually bought a copy on VHS, the same sleeve and everything, not like the later re-release, but it was like the remember the HMV VHS collection that came out with like the different borders, like different color striped borders with the black background. Yeah, I managed to get the VHS version of that, and it just instantly just took me back to when I first watched it. It's absolutely fantastic. I love Deadpool and Wolverine. Believe me when I say I'm a massive Marvel addict, fanatic of the MCU, Marvel Comics, since the age of 6. Kids, you not hope I'm not bragging or boasting. No, you know what? You like it, you love it. Fair play to you. I think if we all like the same things, the world would be a really boring place. I used to like all the Marvel films, like from like Phase One, but for me, because they just oversaturated it with so much mediocrity and just pumping out TV show after TV show instead of just leaving it and starting Phase Two a few years later, let it subside a little bit, you know. But that's just my thoughts, you know. As I say, you love it, you're a fanatic of it. Fair play to you, mate. You know, as I say, it would be boring as hell if we all loved the exact same things. You know, more power to you. More power to you. It's an amazing film. Oh yeah, the new Deadpool. Yeah, I wouldn't mind going to see it because I liked the other two. It was a different kind of Marvel film for me. You know, they're two films I wish I never got rid of on Blu-ray. Yeah, when I got rid of a load of my Marvel stuff, I got rid of the two Deadpool films, and I wish I never. As I actually wouldn't mind watching them again. I think the first one's the best story wise, but the second one I found funnier. So yeah, I do want to see it. My nephew's seen it. My eldest nephew, he absolutely loved it. So yeah, I wouldn't mind watching it myself. What's your thoughts on it? Yeah. I haven't seen it yet, mate. I haven't seen it yet. So they may as well. Nicolas Cage. Yeah, that's true. That's true. I must admit, I didn't mind Nicolas Cage's first Ghost Rider film. I actually thought it was pretty decent. Not the best film I ever saw, but yeah, it was a decent film. Decent film. Second one, I've only seen clips of it, and it just didn't do nothing for me, sadly. But again, my mum and dad loved it, and they were both Ghost Rider films were favourites of my dad's. So, you know, that's probably another one that I might have to try and watch again at some point in honor of him. Halle Berry as Storm, yeah, she was good as Storm in the original X-Men trilogy. You know, I thought she played the character really well. You know, to me, she is. I think it's Sue Storm. I think her name is. To me, she is Sue Storm. She was brilliant. I loved her as the character. But I think Halle Berry is a magnificent actress anyway. I think she was probably one of the only good thing in Die Another Day, which was an awful film, but she did the best she could with the really shit material. But she was pretty good in it. Cyclops and Jane, yeah, with the way their characters went in the third X-Men film, I think it was. I know. I don't know. They'd have to retcon it somehow. They'd have to definitely retcon it, or basically bring them in from like like from another version of like the multiverse or something. But yeah, maybe. I mean, if the later Avengers films are really good, it might draw me back to them. I don't know. I don't know. Read the comics of Secret Wars. It's all about incursions on worlds collide. Eventually, one multiverse only exists and everyone fights on Battleworld. Yeah, no, that's true. That is true. Anything is possible. But to be honest, I think they need to give the Marvel films a bit of a rest for a little while. Stop with Marvel full stop for maybe 5 years. Let everything settle down. Give it time to breathe, and then see what they can come up with. Definitely just see what they can come up with. I do think there's like serious fatigue with Marvel. It's the same with Star Wars for me. It really is. It's the same with Star Wars. You know, I used to like everything with Star Wars, but then when Disney took over and they pumped out TV show after TV show, film after film, and all that, and especially with how rushed 8 and 9 to me was, Last Jedi and Rise of Skywalker, they just seemed so rushed to me. The storylines just weren't, you know. I can see why Rian Johnson wanted to take it in a different direction, but it didn't work. Really did not work for me. To me, it was just poorly written. And then with the last, the Rise of Skywalker, again, it was done for damage control, but it just, to me, it just wasn't very good. Wasn't very good whatsoever. I'm hoping to get a nice release of the trilogy of Deadpool. Hope, yeah, definitely. I think if they released a 4K set of all 3 films, I think I would definitely jump on that. So it saves me having to buy them all singly. But the thing is, if I get parts 1 and 2 cheap enough, then I might just get part 3 separate as well, because it might work out cheaper than buying a box set, you know. But who knows? Who knows? But thanks for your comments, mate. Really do appreciate it. So, yeah, films of the 80s. Films of the 80s. Terminator. You can't mention films of the 80s without Terminator. I didn't watch that until I was about 9, so 1991. Or it might be 92, I can't remember. But I do remember going over to Northfield Market. It's not far from me. It's about 10 minutes up the road, on a Saturday. And they had this VHS store, and it was a fantastic VHS store. And this guy had 2 films for a £5. So Dad went, right, pick 2 films, and they can be like party birthday presents. So I was like, right, okay. And I was looking around, and of course I saw Arnold Schwarzenegger, and of course watching, I think it was Conan the Barbarian on like ITV or something, Conan the Destroyer, and that on Sky when they played it, and things like Raw Deal that my dad had taped off Sky. You know, I was like, yeah, I really like Arnie. So I was like, right, I'm having The Running Man and The Terminator. So paid them, took them home. Watched The Running Man, came out fine. Brilliant film, loved it, and I still love it to this day. And when it came to watching The Terminator, there was no sound to it. So we ended up taking it back the next week and getting another copy. So bloke went, no, that's no problem. Just switch it straight over. Just go and find a copy and it's yours. So done that, took it home, same thing happened. So I was like, oh, for crying out loud. So I was like, right, well, you know what? I can't be asked to take it back again. What I'll do is I'll just wait for it to come on TV and record it. And luckily it did. A couple of weeks later, it came on BBC Two. I think it was introduced by Alex Cox, director of Repo Man. And I thought, right, okay, what I'll do is I've got to do split second timing. And I've got to turn the the display off, so it doesn't come up with like the program that's being recorded, the time and the date. So it's like, you know, like a proper copy. So as soon as he said, right, here's Terminator, I literally got it to the sweet spot on the videotape and pressed record. And luckily it was in widescreen. It was the first time it had been shown in widescreen, and it was completely uncut. It was the version that was shown in cinemas. So it was like the bit where he's cutting open his arm to fix himself. It's not cut. Where he takes out his eye with a scalpel. That's not cut. Yeah, it just wasn't cut whatsoever. And I was ecstatic. And my dad even turned around and said, "Oh, that's a bit of luck, isn't it?" So yeah, that became my favourite copy. But sadly, I threw it, and I wish I never. But yeah, there were some great films in the 80s. There really were. And when we got the game of the Terminator on the Mega Drive, I think I borrowed it off of a friend. I thought it was okay at best. I mean, starting off running around throwing bombs. Nah, it didn't. It lacked oomph in the action, in kind of like the action category. You know, just running around, just throwing grenades and not having really a proper gun or anything. And it was rock hard. It was harder than French kissing a cobra. I kid you not. It was just difficult as difficult could be. But it wasn't until I got the Mega CD version some years later. And you know what? I still remember getting it from That's Entertainment in Romford, in the indoor, like, it was called Romford Shopping Centre. And there was a computer game place there called That's Entertainment. And it was trying to sell off this Mega CD stock for like £2-3. And there was a copy of the Terminator there. So I was like, I'm having that. Paid the £3. And I had it for years. And I was like, this is the game that the Mega Drive version should have been. The music was brilliant. The gameplay was just, it was just chef's kiss, you know. It expanded on the film beautifully. It sounded fantastic and it played amazing. And it's still a great game to this day. It really is. And it just made me appreciate the film even more, you know. But I mean, even just going back to like the Spectrum, I remember one of the movie tie-in licenses from Ocean, and I think that was Walking Circles or something, or Talking Image. It was someone, or it might have been like another outfit that they normally had, and the game of Terminator 2 Judgment Day, it was very hit and miss. On the Spectrum, the graphics didn't look too bad, but you could just tell it was just a rushed effort, sadly. The Amiga version was a bit better, but not by much. But you know what? I still got enjoyment out of the Amiga version. Spectrum version, I could take it or leave it. I'd rather play the Amiga version. So, but yeah, on the Spectrum, I still remember playing the Codemasters games like Dizzy the Cartoon Adventure, or just the Cartoon Adventure as it was called. Sorry, excuse me. Yeah, just it was called the Cartoon Adventure. And you had like one space in your inventory to like pick stuff up, and you had to basically pick up the item, go to the place where you needed to use it, and then use it. Or if you couldn't advance far enough, you literally had to drop the item where you had to pick the next item up. And you know, it was good though, but you had about 3 lives, and it was a good game. It was a very good game indeed. The second one was just unashamedly hard. I did put a post up on the channel's Instagram page about it, that if they'd done the inventory a bit better, you know, and possibly if they gave you more lives as well, it would have been a lot easier. But apparently, someone has released a patched version or a modded version where as soon as the snorkel gets to the top, it stays in your inventory, you know, until you come out of the water, then you can drop it or something. And there's like other like bits and pieces that are done to it. So I can't wait to give that a go. In fact, that might even be a review at some point soon. But yeah, still remember playing Fantasy World Dizzy. Trying to remember. That was the one where you had to try and escape from the jail at the very beginning. And you had an apple and a mouldy loaf of bread. You had to give the apple to the troll, take the jug of water, throw it into the fire so it extinguishes the flame so you can get out, get up to the top, put the loaf of bread down on the floor so the rat can eat it, and it scurries away and it doesn't kill you. And then basically that's when your adventure properly begins. You have to find rope to tie around a crocodile snout so you can advance. You have to get like a potion bottle of something to throw in front of a dragon so it sleeps, and stuff like that. And it was really good. It was good fun, and it gave you an energy bar and 3 lives, you know, and it gave you 3 spaces in your inventory again. But it wasn't like Treasure Island Dizzy, where when you picked up a second item, it moved the item from the bottom of the inventory to the middle. You know, it put one item at the top, one at the middle, one at the bottom, and then you can select what one you want to use, which was a lot better, hell of a lot better. And then obviously you had Magic Land Dizzy, which was the second Dizzy game that I played, and I think that's probably my favorite one. Really was my favorite one. It was just lots of fun. It really was. I'm trying to think of the other ones after that. Dizzy Down the Rapids. It was difficult. It was one that I didn't play until like about 6-7 years ago. You know, I thought it was okay. Bubble Dizzy was another one that was. It was a good attempt at something different, but you know, it wasn't great. It was bearable, you know, just bearable. And as for the other Dizzy games, I can't really say much about them. I only really played Crystal Kingdom Dizzy a little bit, but you know, Spellbound Dizzy, I only played a little bit of it. Prince of the Oak Folk, never played it. But I did play Dizzy Panic, which was like a puzzle game where you've got this machine drops different shapes and you have to move this slide along so the shapes go into the correct hole and things like that. It was okay. It was okay. It was different, but it wasn't great. But Quick Snacks was great though. Really enjoyed playing that. Lots of fun. Really enjoyed it. And yeah. Yeah, it was lots of fun. It was trying to think what it was like. It was like a Japanese puzzle game where you played as a penguin. I think it was Ping something or other. I don't know, but that was fun though. That was really good fun. And Fast Food, which I don't actually remember at all. So yeah. But no, they did release some corkers though, Codemasters. I mean, one you got to check out is, unless you played it already. If you haven't, it's definitely Tarzan Goes Ape. Basically, you play as Tarzan who's been turned into a chimp, and you have to go up the levels and fire coconuts, and you have to pick up all the ingredients for the witch doctor to make a potion to turn you human again. So you get to the top of the first level, and when you've got all the ingredients, you then have to start again on the next level. And that was good fun. Really good fun. Super Stuntman was another one. Really enjoyed that one. SAS Combat Simulator was pretty good. Super Robin Hood, though. I definitely remember playing that in the early days of Spectrum ownership. I think that was one that my brother picked up. Good, very hard though. One life and literally everything kills you. You know, creepy crawlies, Sheriff of Nottingham's men firing their crossbows, these funny little fireballs that move back and forth, falls. You know, it's literally everything was a death trap. But it was good fun though, really good fun. I still haven't completed it to this day. You know, it's that hard. But yeah, for me, the Spectrum was the era of ingenuity. You had games about traffic warden, Chubby Grizzle, highly recommended. And then you had Technician Ted, Odd Job Eddie. Odd Job Eddie, we had to, you basically shrunk down. You had to jump inside the TV to try and fix it. And like, you know, it was good fun, really good fun. Really enjoyed it. We have some more comments. Another one from Minarjul. Thank you very much, mate, for being here. I really do appreciate it. I really would like to see Longlegs. Just waiting for it to come online streaming, but I'm hearing mixed things. Is it a mixed bag? I haven't seen it myself, but I have heard that it has been getting many rave reviews. There are some people who've said it's boring, but then there are some that are comparing it to Silence of the Lambs. So it's not one that I have seen, but I wouldn't mind watching it just to see, you know. Puggle316's here. Hi, mate. How are you? I hope you're good on this Saturday evening. Hi, how's it going? It's going really well. Well, I say really well as it could be, you know. Thank you for asking. Hope your Saturday is going really good, mate. Just been doing some retro gaming myself. Speedball 2 is awesome. I heartily concur. I really do. Fantastic game. Exquisite choice. It really is an exquisite choice of a game. I remember playing that on the Amiga. It was a cracked version. And some of the cheats were like infinite money. So I made my team as strong as possible. And literally, I was taking out the opposition team in like literally no time at all. Lots of fun just going around just smashing the shit out of them all. It was hilarious. It really was. Excellent choice of a game, mate. Jeff's here, 101 Bronson. Hello, mate. Hope you are good. If you want to join in, if anyone wants to join in, please feel free. The link is in the description down below. Feel free to join me if you so wish. Just finished In a Violent Nature. Really enjoyed it, but can see why others didn't. I have heard that it's got a rather unique feature. I won't discuss it in case there are people who haven't seen it. It does sound intriguing. Although people have said it is very slow. It is very slow. But apparently the kills are pretty good. They're very, very violent, very ingenious. Sorry, excuse me 1 minute. 1 second, please. But yeah, I mean, I must admit, I do like a good slasher film myself. I must admit, I'm getting more more into them recently. I really am. You know, especially with like the Friday the 13th films. I have binged them all one after the other when they were on Netflix many years ago when I had it. I haven't anymore. I watched the whole of the Nightmare on Elm Street series Some of them are very hit and miss, but but yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing In the Violent Nature. Would love to join in on stream, but currently walking to the shop listening to you. That isn't a problem, mate. We'll have to do a stream at some point if you like. Yes, definitely. Definitely. We'll have to get onto that. We'll have to do a retro gaming, like basically like what this is, open Q&A. You ask me anything on retro games and movies, and I'll throw out questions as well. Yeah, we'll have to definitely sort that out as well, mate. Jeff, I'm at work Saturday. Otherwise, definitely no. I can completely understand it. As I say, this was literally just off the cuff, like last minute thing. It was just impromptu. So no, I can totally get that, mate. I really do. We'll have to try and organise another movie one at some point. That'd be good fun. Really would be good fun. It was slow, but the atmosphere works for me, and the actual use of nature itself was really subtle. Oh yes, In a Violent Nature. Yes, I have. Yes, I have heard that there is a lot of atmosphere to it. A hell of a lot of atmosphere. Yeah, so that is one I wouldn't mind checking out at some point soon. So just 1 second. So yeah, I mean, slashers of the 80s. As I say, I'm very, very slowly getting into them. I mean, yeah, Friday the 13th films, Nightmare on Elm Street. I must admit, I do prefer Friday the 13th over Nightmare on Elm Street. For me, there was only two good Nightmare on Elm Street films, and that's 1 and 3. Friday the 13th, for me, I find them a lot more fun, with a main bad guy that says absolutely jack all, and all he does is just walk everywhere, but he still catches up. It's got that kind of sinister thing behind it, and the kills are inventive and they're a lot of fun. So, and with the Jason films, I do find that the kills are a lot more funnier. Although I have to agree with what Nigel said on his Friday the 13th ranking video. Jason X is shit. Pure, unadulterated bilge. Or as I like to say, utter gusset. Complete and utter gusset. The only inventive kill was when basically he gets hold of the woman's head, shoves it in the liquid nitrogen, brings her head back up, smashes it on the side of the counter. Face goes everywhere. That and the sleeping bag one, where they try and trick Jason into thinking that he's back at Crystal Lake. The only two inventive deaths in the whole film. The rest of it, CG was poor, acting was poor. It was shit. It really was. If you like the film, as I say, the world would be a very boring place if we all liked the same thing. Everyone likes what they like. I'm not going to put anyone down for liking things that I hate, and I would hope it goes both ways, So, yeah, I mean, just finished watching Winnie the Pooh 2 Blood and Honey. Also a bit different, but not terrible. I must admit, I've been intrigued. I mean, I know the first one's like supposed to be extremely low budget, and the second one was meant to have had a bit more of a budget to it. But yeah, I would not mind giving them a go. Whether I'll enjoy them or not, that's another thing altogether. But it's something that I suppose we'll find out if I get a chance to watch them at some point. So, Freddy or Jason? Oh, Freddy or Jason fan? That's a good question. I would have to say Jason. As much as I say, I love the first Nightmare on Elm Street film, I just didn't like the last part of the ending when Nancy's mum gets pulled through the window of the door. I thought the film should have ended when the roof of the car comes up and it's the color of Freddy's jumper. And as they drive off, the kids are screaming to get out, and the mum's just waving. You know, they should have heard Freddy doing his laugh as they're driving away, and then it cuts to black. That would have been an absolute stellar ending. But how it ended wasn't my cup of tea. But the rest of the film is sound. Absolutely loved it. Nightmare on Elm Street 3, again, I absolutely loved it. For me, it's a great continuation of the first one. They're the two I go back to the most. But Jason, I could watch many of the films throughout the whole series up to number 9, which is Jason Goes to Hell. And I must admit, each one of them does have some funny qualities, some fun qualities. You can just switch your mind off and just enjoy them. I must admit, I do need to give Jason Takes Manhattan, Jason Takes Manhattan. I need to give that one another go. I wasn't too keen on that one at first, but my mindset might have changed. Who's to say? Friday Part 4, Elm Street 3 are my picks of those series. Jason. Was number 4 the final Friday? Or was it number 3? Or was number 4 Jason Lives? I can't remember. I can't remember what number 4 was. But no, I'd have to agree with number 3 being a pick. Definitely. Doing a stream of Chopping Mall later, one of my favourite Daft 80s films, forgive me, but I enjoy Jason X. Hey, as I say, everyone likes what they like. No one should be dragged over the coals for it, for what they like. You know, I've seen enough of it on Facebook where people get dragged over the coals for liking Alien 3. I love Alien 3. I think it's a solid end to a great trilogy. I don't count Alien Resurrection. I think it's total gusset, but fair play to those who do like it. I can't stand it. But for me, Alien 3 is a perfect end. You know, nihilistic in tone. It had some good ideas. I can understand why people don't like the fact that 2 characters were killed off at the very beginning of the film. I thought it was a very bold move. You know, aliens ended on a happy note, but then, as we all know, when the alien comes into play, Ripley doesn't have a happy ending. It all goes to shit, just as it always does. And for me, Alien 3 ends things extremely nicely. Because for me, it's like Ripley and the alien are always intertwined. Wherever she goes, the alien's there. So it's like, you know, to finally rid herself of the alien, she's got to give the ultimate sacrifice, you know, which is great. It's a great ending for me, you know. But the thing is, when people turn around and say, oh, how can you like this? How can you like that? They're shit. It's like, well, I like what I like, you know. If someone likes Barbie, fair play to them. If someone likes, you know, a film that I haven't seen, you know, if someone likes a film that I don't like Hugh Pugwall with Jason X, you know, as I say, fair play to you, mate. Honestly, fair play to you. You know, you get enjoyment out of it. I'm not gonna, you know, I'm not gonna slap your opinion around, mate. You know, fair play to you for liking it. You know, as I said before, and I'll reiterate, the world would be a very boring place if we all liked and hated the same things. So, Disappointing horrors of the year have been The Strangers Chapter 1 and The Watchers. So I haven't seen those two. I've not seen those two at all. The Strangers, I haven't even seen the original with Liv Tyler, I think it is. The first one was released in I think it was early 2000s, I think. So that's one that I might have to watch the original first and then go to that one. The Watchers, I think that's the who's in that one? Dakota Fanning, I think it is. Dakota Fanning is in the Watchers. That's one that I don't know. I might be interested in watching. I'm not too sure on that one. I might watch it. I don't know. Pugwall had the same convo on the stream last night. Good to have lots of differing tastes and chat about them. No, that's exactly it. That is exactly it. And I think if everyone can get on that wavelength, it might not make the world a better place overnight, but it would be a step in the right direction. I'm not willing to scrap anyone over Jason X. No, you know what? That's fair play to you, mate. Fair play to you. As I say, you like what you like. I like what I like. I'm not going to diss you on liking Jason X. You like it. You get enjoyment out of it. As I say, fair play to you. So, no. Fair play to you, mate. I've seen the original Strangers. Imaginary, Night Swim, Baghead, and Immaculate were disappointing and all. See, Imaginary's one that I'm on the fence about watching. I do kind of want to watch it, but I don't. It's Blumhouse, I think. Night Swim, I saw the trailer. I wasn't very taken by it. For me, I think the trailer showed too much. If you want a masterclass in how to do either a teaser trailer or a normal trailer, Terminator 2 Judgment Day is how you do a teaser trailer. No footage of the film. It shows the Terminator being assembled. Then it has the body mold put onto it. You see Arnold Schwarzenegger. He looks up. He opens his eyes and they're red. Terminator 2. That's all you need to know. Fantastic teaser trailer. And to this day, I don't think it's been bettered. It really hasn't. The only decent one I found to be is Tarot. Pretty entertaining, and entertaining enough for me to pick up the Blu-ray whenever that comes out. Not heard of Tarot. I really haven't heard of it. It does sound intriguing, though. It really does sound intriguing. I might have to look at that one. But Immaculate, I really, really do want to see. I'm intrigued by it. I mean, as I said in my pickups video, I do like supernatural horror with religious overtones. Even though I'm not religious, there's just something about that fascinates me. Fight against good and evil and things like that, and using religious slant against it's just intriguing to me, but excuse me, but Tarot, no, I've not heard of that one, but I think that might be one that I look into, definitely. Hopefully Ellie Romulus will be the horror of the year for me, most likely. As I say, I haven't watched the full trailer because to me, I think that would probably show too much of the film. I'm going in with low expectations. So, if it turns out to be great, fantastic. If it doesn't, it's not one that I would watch again then. Yeah, that's right, Mike Dakota Fanning. Thank you. I thought it was. Yeah. Ronnie plays. Hello, mate. Hope you're well on this sunny Saturday evening, wherever you are in the world. welcome. I hope you enjoy this this solo live stream. I've just been talking about retro games and movies. So, you know, any retro gaming stuff, throw it in there, and we can chat about it. More than up for that, mate. Do you remember the first Alien teaser for the VHS days? That was great. Ah, I know I have seen it. I know I have seen the teaser for the first Alien film on VHS. I know I have, but I can't remember it. I do remember the trailer for Aliens though. It was on the VHS for Big Trouble in Little China, and yeah, that was a fantastic trailer. That really was a fantastic trailer. Again, James Cameron, like early James Cameron, gives you just enough to tease, but doesn't show a lot. Just enough to wet the celluloid palate, so to speak. But no, I'm gonna have to try and watch the Alien teaser again and refresh my memory on it. Rainbow's your favorite retro console or game? You know what? I'm gonna do it threefold. I'm gonna do it. Actually, no, I'm gonna do it fourfold. I'll do my favorite retro console first. That would have to be the Mega Drive, followed by the Super Nintendo. I had the Mega Drive first. I had that in '92. I had the Mark One. It came bundled with Sonic the Hedgehog and Mega Games 1. And we also had Sonic the Hedgehog 2 for it as well. Because I do remember it. It was Sonic Tuesday. And yeah, that was bought for Christmas for us, for me and my brother. And yeah, that was a great Christmas. Absolutely great Christmas. For a console game, that's a hard one. There were so many fantastic games out there. You know what? I will do a top three. I'll do a top three games. Third place, I would have to say Batman Returns on the Super Nintendo. Number two, I would have to say Thunder Force 4 on the Mega Drive because it's just a fantastic shooter. And number one, you know what? Sonic the Hedgehog 2. It took everything that made Sonic the Hedgehog great and made it greater. And that fight on the Death Egg at the very end. Oh, what a boss fight that was. I'd done it once. I completed the game once, and that was it. I haven't been able to complete it since. But yeah. Number three, Batman Returns on the SNES. Number two, Thunder Force 4 on the Mega Drive. Number one, Sonic the Hedgehog 2 on the Mega Drive. My top three. Now, my favorite retro computer. Obviously, I've played Commodore 64, which I've still got. I played the Amiga, obviously from 91, Christmas 91. We had cartoon classics. And then obviously the Spectrum from 86. The Spectrum got me into computing, like gaming. But I would have to say that the Amiga is my favorite one overall because it was such a quantum leap in graphics, in gameplay, music, sound. It was just sublime. I still remember the first time I played Turrican on the Amiga. It gave me chills. I swear to you. The music just gave me chills. The graphics was so fantastic. It was brilliant. Such a fantastic game. Hard as nails, but a fantastic game. Same as the Amiga version of Lethal Weapon. It was absolutely fantastic. And we have Jeff joining us. And his microphone is muted, I think. Hang on. I think it is. Because you've muted yourself, Jeff. Yeah, you've muted yourself. Yeah. There you go. Hang on. There we go. No worries, mate. No worries. So yeah, favorite retro computer would be the Amiga. favorite game of all time on the computer would have to be. Oh, that's a tough one. I would have to say Lemmings. Lemmings followed by Simpsons Bart versus Space Mutants. 2 games I had 1991 Christmas Day in the Cartoon Classics collection, and they're just fantastic games. I know a load of people don't like Simpsons Bart versus Space Mutants. I enjoy it. The intro it just blew me away. It was fantastic, fully voiced and everything. So yeah, easily yes. It's nice up here in Northeast too, mate. Fantastic. Well, I hope you had a good. I hope you've had a good Saturday so far. I really do. I do a lot of retro 80s arcade stuff. Yes, so do I, mate. I do some 90s stuff as well. I do playthroughs of games as well. I think the latest I've gone up to is Quake 4 on the PC. So 2008, 2009, I think it is. Yeah, that's the latest I'll go up to. Literally the Xbox 360 era. For me, that is the end of the retro era, you know. But yeah, I've started to do more playthroughs and stuff like that. And I need to do more reviews as well. So
now I can hear you, and I think
Jeff,
you can hear me.
Jeff is here. Yes, mate.
Michael, man, how's it going, buddy?
Not bad, mate. Not bad. How are you, my friend?
Yeah, hard at work, as you can see.
Yes, I do. I do, mate. How's the new job going? Is it all right?
Yeah, it's all going good.
Excellent. Fantastic. So you just starting or on your break?
I started at 5 p.m.
Oh, okay. Okay,
Yeah.
so what? It's 9:30 your time, isn't it? You're about an hour ahead.
Half 10.
That right?
Yeah.
Yes, 10:30. Sorry, 2 hours. Yeah. Oh, excellent. Well, I'm glad you're enjoying it, mate. I really am. But how have you been? Apart from obviously starting your new job and all that, have you been?
Yeah, I've been doing good. I mean, last few months were obviously stuck without work for a bit. That was a lesser experience.
Oh, I know all about that. Last year, I think I was from April until August without work, and it was horrible.
Yeah.
Absolutely horrible. Yeah, so I feel your pain.
Yeah, I've had about, I guess, 2 or 3 months without work. So yeah, I never had it before. It's been weird. It was weird having so much free time and no money. It's crazy. Yeah.
That's the worst thing. It's like, yeah, I've got this free time, but I can't do nothing. I can't go out anywhere. But no, I'm glad you're all right, mate. I really am. You know what? I'm going to ask you a question. What have you been watching? I mean, I know obviously there was your watch along for Paint Your Wagon.
Oh God, please don't remind me.
I'll try not to. But then I saw your palate cleanser of Red Dead Redemption 2.
Ah, yes.
Nice one. You know what? I bought that again recently, and I haven't gone back to it yet. I need to start it again because I got it on the PS5.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, what have you watched apart from the film that shall not be named?
Well, I was gonna have a good palate cleanser today as well. I mean, Red Dead Redemption 2 certainly was. I mean, there's nothing like you know having some cathartic kills in the Wild West and with a character that you're controlling, just to take your mind off a crappy film.
Yes, definitely.
Very cathartic. But no, actually, the very controversial 4K of Once Upon a Time in the West has finally arrived in my possession.
Oh,
So
okay.
I was gonna watch. I watched like the first hour of the day before work. I'm gonna watch the rest when I'm finished here.
Okay.
But so far, I know people have issues with the transfers being put on a smaller capacity disc and stuff. I mean, I'm not a technical guy. I don't really know the know-it-all behind it, but To me, it looks pretty damn good.
Nice,
Yeah.
nice. Well, I must admit, I've seen it. I think it came out on standard 4K over here. I think it was Monday, and I must admit,
Yeah.
I was tempted to pick up because it's one I've not seen before.
Mm.
And you know, everyone's saying about like the poor transfer and all that, but I think what it is with the discs, there's three bands on the inside of the 4K disc. If it's three bands, it's 100 gig disc.
Yeah.
If
Yeah.
there's two, it's 75, and if it's one, it's like a 50 gig or something. So, I mean, I can understand them moaning about it because they, you know, obviously your highest bit rate possible than that. But I mean, if the picture quality is good,
Yeah,
you know,
people are saying it's like compressed bit rate and stuff, but I sort of sat close up to the TV screen. I didn't really see anything that's really stood out to me. So yeah.
nice, excellent. Well, as I say,
However,
that's
I
one.
should add a caveat. I have the Dutch 4K. Only cost me like 20 euros, so I got off easy there.
Wow,
Yeah. So I
wow,
figure,
that's
you know what, let's pull the trigger for that price. What can go wrong?
yeah, yeah, definitely, definitely.
Yeah.
I think it's about the same over here, if not a little bit more expensive. But yeah, I think that's one I might have to pick up at some point. You know, I think my dad's had it on DVD. I think it's still somewhere. So I might even watch that before I pick it up and see if I like it or not.
It's yeah, you definitely should. It's a real masterpiece. It's my second favorite movie of all time, and it really, a lot of the times it competes for the first place. It's in competition with my favorite film. That's how good it is. Yeah.
Wow, excellent. That's high praise indeed. That really is excellent. Yeah, I might have to pick that up. I mean, what have I watched? You know what? I've picked up so many things, so many DVDs and like Blu-rays and that. I've lost count of what I've watched and what I haven't watched. I mean, I picked this up yesterday. Cabin in the
So,
Woods.
yes. Is that the
Yeah.
original or the remake?
That's the one with Chris Hemsworth.
Okay.
So, and that was only £1, charity shop job. So yeah, I've got to watch
It's
that.
not too bad.
Definitely. I was literally just like browsing through there and I saw like this Blu-ray just literally like blue case up. So I was like, what is that? Cabin in the Woods? I'll have that. So, but what have I watched? What have I watched? Oh, Doom. I watched Doom on 4K. And I must admit, the transfer on that is very good. Very,
Excellent.
very good indeed. I mean, I love the film anyway, but yeah, the picture on it, as soon as I've done the settings correctly, the picture was just brilliant. And the sound, I had it up to about 19 and it was so loud. It was literally just booming out of my speakers. And I'm like, I better turn it down a little bit. But yeah, what else have I watched? I really can't remember. Honestly, can't remember whatsoever what I've watched.
Well, I watched another controversial 4K this week, one of the Cameron ones. Actually, the best one of all of them, The Abyss, which was actually a pretty good transfer, yeah, and a good film. I haven't seen it in a while. Yeah,
you know what? I think that's probably the best transfer out of the whole lot of them.
That's what I've heard. Yeah,
It is, yeah. For me, it goes The Abyss, Aliens, True Lies, with the, you know, because I watched Aliens. Actually, that was one of the other ones as well. I watched it a couple of days ago, and I think the more I watch it, the more you can see that it has been totally scrubbed of grain. Because from far away, their faces are really waxy, but when it's close up, that's when you get the detail. So, but I mean, overall transfer, I'd probably say transfer is 6.5, 7 out of 10. But the sound's top notch on it though. But no, I've definitely got to agree that The Abyss is the best one. Even from far away, the detail on the face is just so
I mean,
crisp.
especially last time I watched it was on a shoddy DVD. It's not a day comparison. It's a great transfer.
Yeah, it is. I mean, even the I think the Laserdisc is a better transfer than the DVD.
Yeah.
And I bought the DVD when it first came out, like I think it was like the 2-disc one, and yeah, the 4K just basically just takes a huge steaming dump all over it. It really does.
Definitely, yeah.
But yeah, so I'll tell you what. Let's go back to the men's. Hang on. Oh yeah, we were saying about earlier on the Alien teaser trailer from I think it was from like it was on the VHS or something. It's just the egg when they marketed for Alien. Yes, I remember it.
Yeah,
now.
that's on the poster, isn't it? Yeah, the original
Yes.
poster has the egg on it. Yeah.
Yes, that's right. You've got like the kind of, I suppose you could say, the part of the nest underneath, and then the egg starts to crack, and then the light comes out. Yes, I remember it now. Runny plays. Mega Drive SNES, awesome consoles. I go back to the Specky C64 days. Yep, same here, mate. Same here. What about you, Jeff? Have you played anything like the Mega Drive SNES or?
No, the oldest I've played is PS1.
Okay.
I'm a PlayStation guy. I got all the consoles in my house. So I got the PS1, PS2, all the way up to the 5. Yeah.
Nice. Well, I tell you what, I can heartily recommend if you wanted to start on the generation before, I'd probably say start with the Mega Drive first. There's some awesome games on there. RoboCop versus Terminator for one. The Sega version of Rambo 3 is awesome. It's like I want to say top down, but it's kind of like isometric, and you get to switch between like your assault rifle, bombs, and arrows as well, and you can pick them up, and basically you can use like the arrows for blowing up like trucks and stuff like that. And yeah, it's good. It's very, very good. It's hard though, very hard.
Yeah, I think maybe Gareth Video Taste. I think he played.
Oh, did he?
Oh, you just switched to the car audio. Okay, well, no matter. yeah, I think he did.
Oh, excellent. Yeah, I'd definitely recommend that one. That was a fantastic game.
Yeah.
I mean, my first time playing it. Oh, he's gone. Well, come back. He'll be back in a minute. But yeah, Rambo 3 on the Mega Drive was fantastic game. Absolutely loved it. Oh, he's back.
Technical difficulties.
Lo, he returneth.
Now we just gotta get you back on the earbuds.
Now you're on the
Yep.
phone.
Yep, no worries, mate. No worries.
Maybe I should disconnect the Bluetooth in the car because I think it wants to keep connecting to that.
Yeah, no worries, mate. No worries.
Let's see, what's this now?
I think you're back on the car now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think so. Yeah,
How's the audio on the car?
it's fine.
Oh, we'll just carry on like that then.
Yeah, yes, absolutely fine. Yeah, Rambo 3 is definitely a recommendation. There is a Terminator 2 game as well. The arcade.
I was gonna say, I heard you talk about Terminator 2. I was like, no, you gotta say like Terminator 2.
Well, you know what? Funny enough, that's what Minasu says.
Ah, there you go.
Yeah. Yeah, there's actually two Terminator games. Two Terminator 2 games. You've got the arcade game, which is like a light gun game, and you can use the control pad as well. And there's also like a side-scrolling beat 'em up one, which is it's okay, but it's rock hard. And there's also a Terminator game as well, which I'm talking about earlier on, which is again hard. But the definitive Terminator 1 game is on the Mega CD. But yeah, as I say, probably start off with the Mega Drive, and yeah, just start from there. I can heartily recommend the Mega Drive. There's some fantastic games on there. It
Yeah, I
really
think
is.
about a year ago I ordered one of them. I guess from like AliExpress or whatever. I ordered one of them game sticks that has like 40,000+ games on it.
Oh yeah.
I think it has a lot of them old retro SNES type
Mm.
games and stuff like that. Mega Drive, yeah.
Okay. Actually,
Just
now
haven't dove deep into it yet, but yeah.
yeah. No, that's cool. I think now you've said that, I think my nephew got something exactly similar. He actually hooked it up to his TV, and I was playing like some arcade shoot 'em ups on there, and I was like, I've never played this before.
Yeah,
This
it's like a
actually
flash
cool.
drive. You can put it in your TV, like a HDMI connection.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's got like a fake PS2 control pad, like a wireless
That's the one.
Yeah,
That's the one. Yeah.
yeah, it's not bad. Yeah, definitely give them a go if you can.
Yeah.
Definitely give them a go. Runny Plays says, yeah, Turrican, what a game. Yeah, I was saying about Turrican on the Amiga earlier on. That is a classic. Even on the Mega Drive, it's well worth playing on there as well. Really, really is. Nearly as hard as Chucky Egg. Yes, Chucky Egg was fucking tough. That was a game where it was like a single screen game, and you've got to go around collecting all the bird seed and like avoiding all the ostriches, and the level layouts change and stuff like that. But yeah, it was hard as nails. Really was hard as nails, but it was on the Spectrum and that. So yeah, if you get a chance, I'll check that one out as well.
Okay.
And just because I can, Terminator 2.
Terminator 2. That's it.
Excellent.
Greatest action sequel of all time.
Yeah, you know what? Yes, it is.
It is. Yeah.
It is. Yeah. Seagull Rock Squawk. Hello, welcome. Hope you're enjoying Saturday and whatever you're doing. Which was, I watched Castaway an hour ago. Okay, not a bad film. Tom Hanks is definitely is great in it, but it's not a film I would rush back to.
Yeah, it's been ages since I watched that. Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah, it is good. It is good, but it's not one that I would watch a lot of the time. Yeah, you know what? Because you're here, Jeff. You know what? I'll move up to the 32-bit era, because I was talking earlier on about Spectrum and all that. So just leapfrogging over the Amiga and the Mega Drive for now. But PlayStation. When was the first time you actually had a PlayStation controller in your hand?
Ooh, I think I was about 4 or 5, around that age. Born in '97, so yeah, the PS1 was definitely out by then. Yeah, I think we had one just in our house. So I mean, I have an older brother. He was playing. I remember one of the first games I played was the Duke Nukem 3D port on the PS1, which is Duke Nukem Total Meltdown. They retitled it. Yeah.
Yes.
Which had like extra levels that you didn't have on the PC version, but then again, you had a lower frame rate. But hey, I was 4 years old. What the fuck did I know about frame rates? Right. I just saw this pretty dope, first-person shooter, which I didn't even know what that was at the time. But yeah, man, I heard this guy saying cool one-liners, which, because I didn't speak English, I didn't really understand them, but I sort of got the gist of it. I remember my dad was just playing that as my mom too, actually. Yeah, and I was witnessing them playing, and then finally got to play it myself. Yeah, that's when I first played Duke Nukem, baby.
Excellent. Yeah. What a game to introduce you to like the PS1. Fantastic game. I've played it. Well, I've got it on the PC. I had it on the Xbox One. Completed it on there. I think it was like the 20th anniversary world tour or something or other.
I have that version, on PS5, PS4, PS5,
yeah. It's just a fantastic game. It really is. As you say, with the one-liners, it makes it even better.
Yeah,
and the weapons are hilarious, especially with the shrink ray, shrink down.
The
and
shrink
then
ray, yeah, the freezer, yeah.
yes, and the mighty foot. Who can forget the mighty foot?
Who's got time to fuck around with weapons when you got the mighty foot? Yeah.
And then when he looks in the mirror, damn, I'm looking
I'm
good.
looking good. Yeah. I always like the one where you can actually take him to a toilet and you can make him piss. And then he says, much better. I always like that for some reason. Yeah.
I love that. And then I think it was in the first level when you come up with, you find the Duke Nukem arcade machine. He goes, I haven't got time to play with myself.
That's it. Yeah.
It's just so much fun. And
That's really the first gaming experience I sort of remember is that. Yeah, definitely.
Excellent. Well, you know what? There's one game. Actually, there's two games one from the early generate, like the early stage of the PlayStation, and that is Steel Harbinger. I've done a review of it. Yeah, I've done a review of it. I think it was last year or something. Cheesy as hell full motion video sequences, but it's really good. It's hard as nails though, and you basically control this girl that's been partially turned into this like Borg knockoff, and you have to go around shooting these other like Borg knockoffs and like save humans and that. And the more humans that get killed, the more there's like a trust meet or something. The more it goes down, the more the army will come after you and like shoot you and try and take you down. So you got to contend with them shooting at you, saving humans, knockoff like Borg ordered from Wish chasing after you, and like these pods that you've got to destroy and stuff like that. But no, it's good. Really recommended. Really recommended.
Awesome.
And there's another one as well. Loaded. That's a top-down shooter as well, and it's just over the top, completely over the top. It's like you start off in this like prison, and I think you have to pick one of 4 characters, and I think they've all got different guns and different attributes, and you'll literally just set upon from the get-go. And as soon as you start blasting, there's claret flying everywhere and body parts. It's good, gory fun.
That's actually ringing a bell. I might have actually played that. That's actually bringing back some flashbacks somewhere from a distant memory. Yeah, I might have played that. Yeah,
it's such a good game. I think I've got it on these. Yes, I have. I've got it on the Saturn, and even the Saturn version is great version, absolutely fantastic version. And there was another one as well. Actually, I've got it right here. Hang on, you probably can't see it. Hang on. No, it's actually...
Yeah, it's a green screen, yeah.
Right. Well, it's called Overboard, and you basically play as a pirate ship.
Okay.
It's good fun. You just control this ship on the 7 seas, and you have to open gates, destroy other ships, and these like gun emplacements and all that. It's all done like cartoony, but it's great fun. It really is. I still remember playing it on the demo disc that my brother had. And I was like, yeah, I've got to get that game. Really have. And I'm glad I did. That's another one that hopefully it should be on that stick that you've got. Definitely try it out.
Yeah. Yeah, there's like 40,000+ games on there. I'm sure it's on there, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, it must be. It must be. If it's got
I mainly got it so I can finally play GoldenEye for the N64, which I never played before. Me being a big Bond fan, I've played every Bond video game since the PS1 era. I've never played GoldenEye, so I played that for the first time last year, and that was good fun. Yeah, that's mainly the reason I got it. I mean, obviously, big incentive, when you have so many games on there, but the main reason was sort of GoldenEye.
Yeah. You know what? What I would love to experience that game again for just the very first time. You know what? I'm rather envious. I really am. I mean, I was there when it came out, and
it came out the year I was born. So yeah.
Yes. Yes. I think I got the N64 in 97. Yeah, it was 97, and I got GoldenEye the following year for my birthday. And you know what? The moment I put that cartridge in and played it, it was fun. I was just You know, I was a Bond fan anyway, so that
Yeah.
was just like, oh, it really was. But the other Bond game on the N64, the
I
the
was
world is
enough. Yeah.
yeah. It's a good attempt at a kind of GoldenEye style game. It's not fantastic, but it is a lot of fun. Really is a lot of fun, and it's got some decent speech in it as well. So yeah, I can definitely recommend that for the N64.
Yeah, I got the PS1 version now on disc, and it's way different from the N64 version, for what I've been told.
Yes.
It's similar, but it's also different. It's weird.
Yeah, I think I picked it up for the PS1 as well. I was trying to like do like all the games of like James Bond, but it never came to anything. But no, I think I didn't pay a lot for it. I think it was only a couple of quid off of eBay. And when I played it, I was like, yeah, this is really different to the N64 version. It didn't control as well, and it didn't sound as good. I don't think, but I think that's where the N64 version is miles better, miles better. But what would you say your favorite game on the PS1 is? Like, of all the games that you've played so far?
That's a good one. I'm a big Tomb Raider fan, so yeah, I gotta give a shout out to Lara Croft.
Yes.
Crash Bandicoot, I love that shit. I mean, I grew up on that as well. Same as
Yes.
Spyro the Dragon. I love those games. Of course, you had the first GTA on there.
Yes.
Which was the old top-down version, which it's not really playable nowadays, but was really cool back then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
I don't know. I guess if I had to pick a favorite right now, it probably would be either Tomb Raider 1 or that Duke Nukem port that I talked about, because that was literally one of my first gaming experiences.
Yeah, that's a good shout. That's a good shout, actually. I think for me, it's a tough one because there are so many good games. In fact, I'm looking at my PlayStation 1 games now, and you know what? There's so many awesome ones like Metal Gear Solid, the first two Resident Evil.
Resident Evil, of course, yes.
Yeah. Then you got
Driver. Remember that
Driver.
PS1 Driver, yeah.
Yes, Driver. I mean the whole driving test. Oh, it was the whole driving test at the beginning of the game, though. I think that took me about 3 hours to try and do that just to get into the game.
I think I might have struggled on that back in the day, but actually I got it on PS1 now. What was it, about 2.5 years ago, whatever it was. I just put it in the console, I played it again for the first time, and I actually made it through the parking garage on my first try, which I was like, wow, this is like the infamous very hard opening mission, and I beat it in the first try. So I was kind of proud of myself for that.
Yeah. I must admit, I literally just jumped up and said, "Take that, you bastard! Fucking show you." But no, I think I loved the first two Driver games because it was like pretty much playing a 70s cop film.
Yeah. It was pretty much Walter Hill's The Driver, but then video game version.
Yeah, easily. It was just fantastic. And then the second one with like all the hidden secrets. I think like you can go into like Wrigley Field in Chicago, and I think there's also like a hidden car that you can find. I think it's like a Mini Cooper or something. But yeah, I loved the second one.
Yeah,
first one was definitely the pinnacle, but the second one I think it was bigger and better. So I think out of the two of them, I'd have to pick the second one.
Yeah.
But as for favorite game, it's just so difficult.
Yeah, there's so many.
Yes, I know. I mean, Future Cop, LAPD, Wild 9, Alien Trilogy. Even though it was on the
Alien
Sega
Trilogy, Die Hard Trilogy as well. Yeah.
Die Hard. There's so many good ones, but I think you know what? I'm gonna have to cheat and do a top three. Resident Evil for number 3.
Don't
You know what,
open
yeah.
that door. Look at my terrible voice acting. I love
Exactly.
that shit.
That's what
Yeah,
that's what made it
love it.
hilarious.
Yeah.
It's brilliant. It really was. So yeah, Resident Evil. I'd have to go with Tomb Raider for number 2,
Mm.
definitely, because that
Yeah.
was just first time I played it. Wow, fantastic. And then number 1. Oh man, I would have to say Resident Evil 2.
Great
Yeah,
sequel,
literally.
yeah.
Yeah, it took everything about the first game and just made it
It
better.
was so big it had to be on 2 discs, so yeah, that's a great game.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, and the fact that it was like the first one where you picked one character and it was easy, but then you picked the other character and it was much, much harder, you know. So I still remember picking, playing as Jill for like the first time I
yes.
played it,
I did
going
as
through
well,
it.
yeah.
Yeah, literally just completing it with Jill, and I was like, that was epic. And I
Yeah.
still need to go back through it as Leon,
Yeah.
but I haven't got the balls to do it at the moment.
I haven't gone back to the old one, but I've played the remake. I mean, the remake was amazing.
Yeah.
One that came out a few years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was an amazing one. Yeah.
Yeah, I managed to pick all 3 of those up. 2, 3, and 4. I picked up number 4 on PS5.
Yeah, I did as well last year. I wanted to stream it last year for Halloween, but I sort of got ill, so I'm planning on doing it this year. So I haven't played it yet,
Yeah.
so I won't do it the first time. I want to do
Yeah.
the first time playthrough. Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's understandable. I mean, I must admit, I installed Resident Evil 3, like the remake, and because I wanted to give it another go, like from playing like the number 3 years ago for the first time on PS1, and I was enjoying it up until I think you have to turn the power back on at some point, like really early in the game.
Yeah.
And then Nemesis just comes crashing through the wall.
Yeah.
I've got no health packs left, so I'm screwed. I've got no bullets left. I'm even more screwed. I've got a toothpick for a knife. I might as well just literally just give up and just let him pummel my head into the canvas. You know, I
Yeah.
tried 4 times to try and do that bit with nothing in my inventory, and I was like, screw it. Took the disc out, and I was like, I'll play that one later. So I'm going to go back and try and do number 2, you know. But yeah, it was like, I think that the remakes are possibly the only games where a remake was done really, really well.
Yeah.
You know, I don't think that you could get a better remake than number 2 for me at the moment.
Number 2 remake is definitely it's probably my favorite remake at the moment. Yeah.
Easily, because it was like the blueprint for 3 and 4, with like how they were done, or how they've been done. You know, it was like, for me, number 2 is the benchmark. It always will be. You know. We've got a couple more comments from Minajul. He says, as much as I love films and physical media, I'm kind of getting tired of modern films now. They're all reboots, prequels, legacy sequels. Oh man, yeah, I like the 1, 2 here and there occasionally. No, you know what? I've got to agree with that.
Yeah, preaching to the choir over here. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. I mean, I was saying earlier on, I'm looking forward to Alien Romulus, which is a kind of sequel, prequel, you know. But I think the reason why I'm looking forward to it is obviously because the guy who directed Evil Dead, like the remake, and he goes for more practical effects over CG, and apparently it goes back to a guy in a suit, so it's more kind of, I'd say lifelike in like the aliens movement. So I am looking forward to it, but as I said, I'm a little bit apprehensive, you know. But no, I've got to agree with that. So many reboots, prequels, sequels, legacy sequels, and as I said earlier on, so many comic book films that are coming out, and it's just like overkill. Really is. He says, everything been done now, I think, really. Hollywood have run out of ideas, beating a dead horse, really. I don't know. There is some there is some originality out there, but
Yeah, there is. Yeah, very few and far between, I would say. But
yes,
yeah, there's definitely still some originality out there. Yeah.
yeah, there is. I
You
mean,
still got people like Tarantino. You still got Christopher Nolan.
yeah,
Uh, yeah, people like that.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you've got someone said earlier on about In a Violent Nature slasher film, and it's done, from what I can remember, from the perspective of the serial killer, which is pretty inventive,
It is.
And I am intrigued to watch it. I really am. But I mean, for every original, I'll start again and put my teeth back in. For every original idea that comes out, it gets sunk at the box office by remakes, sequels, or I don't think it gives original content a chance. And that's
true.
I mean, he even says, let's just go back and stay in the 80s, 90s, and early 2000s.
That's why I watch all those films from that era. Yeah.
Same with me. I mean, I'm even going back to films to like the 50s as well.
Oh, yeah.
I've been recording a lot of films off of Talking Pictures TV over here. They've been playing a load of like 50s and 60s films. And I've just been recording them. So I've got them to watch as well, because there's a few new films coming out that are like intriguing, but I'd rather watch the older films because they're more intuitive, I suppose you could say. I mean, there was a film I showed in my pickups video. It wasn't the last one, it was the one before. And it was a film called Jigsaw from 1962. And it was I want to say it was a police procedural film. And it basically, they're on the trail of this killer who basically killed this woman, burnt her body, cut it up and stuck it in a suitcase and left it in a house. And of course, police investigate and all that, and they come up against like a load of dead ends and stuff. And it shows you how they basically find clues and stuff like that. And it's really good. Really enjoyed it. And it's one that I can definitely recommend. If you can try and get a hold of it, definitely give it a watch. It's got Jack Warner in it.
Oh, okay.
It's a black and white film, but really good, really good. Based on a book as well. Can't remember the name of the book for the life of me. I really can't.
And for the kids out there, it's not to be confused with Saw 1 Million, which is known as Jigsaw, because there's like a million Saw films as well. Yeah.
Yes, I know. You know what? I bought the Saw films near enough all in one go, so I can try and watch them all.
Yeah.
I think I watched part of Saw 1, and I was like, you know what? I really can't be asked. I really can't. And now I'm trying to flog them, and no one wants them. I can understand why.
I actually very recently watched a few of them. I mean, I wanted to get through the entire series as well. I'm sort of paused it again. I made it up to part 5, believe it or not. I made it up to part 5. But that one was terrible. I would say the first 3 are really good. The 4th one, they're sort of stretching it a bit, and then by the 5th one, I'm like, okay, well, yeah, whatever. But there's like 4 or 5 more, left after that, which is bizarre.
Yeah.
Like, how do they continue this franchise? Yeah.
I know. It's weird. It's weird how they can continue it going on. Continue to keep it going. I mean, I must admit, I watched the one in 3D. What one's that one? Final Chapter.
I think that's the 6th one. Yeah, the one I'm supposed to watch next. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's.
Yeah, right. Another one of those Final Chapter films. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. It was a pretty good story. It's basically. Actually, no, I won't tell you. I won't tell you because you haven't seen it. I'll let you go into it cold. But I did like it.
Okay.
I did like that one. That was some of the traps were actually they were quite inventive. That's all I'll say.
Okay.
I mean, I did buy Spiral as well.
I haven't seen that one yet. You know, I still have to get that one. Yeah, I bought
Yeah.
the box set that goes up until Jigsaw. Yeah. So
Yeah,
I
same here.
I still need to get Spiral after that, and also what's the next one? So X, I believe, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
X.
Yeah.
Yeah. I bought the US box set. Up to, funnily enough, Jigsaw.
Yeah, I think that's Lionsgate. I think I got the exact same box set. Yeah.
Yeah, I
think it's Lionsgate. Yeah.
I think you might be
With the puppet on the cover. That's the one.
That one.
That's what I got. Yeah.
Yeah. And I've got Spiral's there somewhere. It's all right. I've got a stack of discs under my bed that I keep meaning to try and sell, but I just haven't got around to it yet. It's, yeah, I really haven't. But yeah, I've got Spiral, but I just can't be bothered to watch them.
Yeah.
You know, I get them with the intention of, right, I am going to sit down and watch them. Sat down, watched part of the first one. I can't be asked. Turned it off, took the disc out, and it's just, if I fall sod it, I'll just get rid of them.
Yeah.
They're still there 3 months later. What is a question? What release are you looking forward to? Like physical media release?
Ooh. Well, it's got to be the one that got everybody hyped at the moment, which is The Hitcher, which is finally up for pre-order, which of course I have pre-ordered. So absolutely got to say The Hitcher at the moment. Yeah.
Yeah. I've got the German Blu-ray media book. And,
yeah. I think I got the one with the slipcover. It comes with a booklet and stuff. The German one. Yeah.
Nice. I got the one. I think it's got the original artwork on where he's standing on the front with the shotgun. He's on the highway.
One, I think. Yeah.
I started watching it and I was like, I am actually getting into it, but I turned it off because I was just so tired. I was like, I'm going to have to watch it again at some point and just watch the whole thing, because it got up to the part where he says, "Have you ever seen what happens to a human eyeball when it's you know?"
Yeah.
And I was like, you know, I was like, oh no, this is just going to go downhill, because I'd never seen it before, never seen the film before, and it's like my mum and dad watched it years ago and they really liked it, so of course put it on for me and mum to watch, and obviously as I said, I turned it off because I was like tired, and my mum's gone, yeah, it's a good job you turned it off. It's I don't think I could sit through it now.
Hey, you know what's actually weird about the German Blu-ray, and I'm not sure if the second side one will have it. I'm curious, but the German Blu-ray actually opens with the Canon logo, so it makes you think it's a Canon film.
Yes, yeah. Wasn't it?
But it's not. So it's weird.
Yeah. It was. As soon as that came up, I was like,
Yeah.
But it's like, wasn't it a Thorn EMI release or something back in the day?
Could be that they had the distribution for it. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. You know what? I'm going to look it up quickly. Right.
I'll be back in a second. Just got to check the doors here on this building.
Yeah. No worries, mate. HBO Pictures. Right. It was HBO Pictures and Silver Screen Partners, distributed by TriStar.
Okay.
So
what the fuck does Canon have to do with them?
I don't know. You know what? The only thing I can think of is that they probably bought HBO Pictures or something, because I know at one point they were buying studios and cinemas left, right, and
Oh,
centre,
yeah.
weren't they? So yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised because the 4K of Highlander has got the Canon logo at the beginning.
Oh yeah, yeah, true.
Yeah, so right. Minasal says, I think I'm just an old soul or something, but I prefer that era decade of films because it was charm, innocent, old school, retro, and just nostalgic with everything. Also, practical effects.
Yeah.
Practical effects. Scores that weren't. I just spat all over my computer. Scores that weren't repetitive.
Yeah.
That had themes as well.
Yeah, that stuck with you, that were memorable. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, if you listen to Indiana Jones, every part of the film had a kind of a theme. It was a reworking of the Indiana Jones theme, but there was enough originality to it to make it a theme for that part of the film. Whereas now,
that's right.
it's just the same thing over and over again. It's just a load of, probably going to sound old saying this, but it just sounds like a load of old noise. So no, I can.
Yeah, it's the same droney, Hans Zimmery sort of.
Yes, yeah, exactly. I mean, even the soundtrack to the '84 version of Dune by Brian Eno and Toto, it was like the first half of the film was very militaristic with the music, very militaristic in tone, very kind of a certain hard theme to it. And then as soon as the attack on Arrakeen happens and they're driven into the desert, it's more of a kind of otherworldly theme. So it's a score of like two halves, and they're melded together so well. And that's the kind of score that you don't hear anymore, where it's like everything has a theme. The Fremen has a theme. Paul and Chani, when they first meet, that has a theme. You know, and it's just such a fantastic score. I just can't praise it highly enough. You know, but yeah, just when you look at themes nowadays or soundtracks nowadays, as you say, it's just repetitive and just awful. Really, really is.
It's actually funny you mention that because, again, going back to Once Upon a Time in the West, every character in that has a theme. You know, Ennio Morricone, bless him, you know, he's my favorite composer. He created a theme for every character in that film, you know, for Bronson, for Jason Robards, Henry Fonda. Every character has a theme. And, you know, you can identify which character is going to appear on screen by the music. And he wrote all the music before Sergio Leone even shot the film, so the film was shot to the music. And if you know that going on, it's really it blows your mind because the way it just syncs up to the music, it's like a music video. It's so well done. It's so expertly done. Yeah,
that's quite interesting. That's the first time I've ever heard of music being made like that before the film's actually been shot. That's awesome. But then I like Morricone's score for Mission to Mars, a film everyone hates. I liked it. I enjoyed it, but I just loved his music. It was kind of like a hard sci-fi kind of like opera with the way that he'd done the music, you know. Especially when you first see like Mars 2 going through space and that. It's just that whole, it's like an elegance to it, and it was just so fantastic. So, but I totally get what you mean by him being your favorite composer. He was awesome, absolutely awesome.
He did so many great scores. It's too many to actually count on both hands. You know, it's so much great scores. You know, not just the westerns, but also the Thing.
Yes.
The Mission. Well, you just mentioned Mission to Mars, but also the Mission with De Niro. That film that has a great score as well.
Yes.
The Untouchables. You can go on and on.
Yeah, the score for Untouchables was just. It just captured 30 Chicago really nicely.
Yeah.
Really, really nicely. And yeah, the mission. I mean, I must admit, first time I watched that film, I wasn't taken by it, but I loved the score.
Yeah.
And it's a film that I do need to go to get again and try and watch. But the score was just, the score was something
Yeah.
else.
Score is phenomenal. Yeah.
Yeah, again, it's got that quality to it where it's got like a religious kind of sound to it, but there's
Yeah.
enough there to make it different, and it's just fantastic. Really is. I mean,
And yeah, every score he does, it just enhances the film, even if it's like a piece of trash like The Exorcist 2, which he did the music for. His music is the best part of it, you know.
yeah, they. I think they said on Keith's live stream last night about Exorcist 2, because that's getting re-released by. Sorry, it's getting released by Arrow.
Yeah, I saw
I'm
the
just,
announcement for it. Yeah,
yeah. I just looked at it. I've not seen the film. I know it's supposed to be a load of shit, but it's like, why? That's like taking a dog turd, rolling it in glitter, and saying, "Look, it's your favorite film." No, it isn't. You know.
I'll tell you, if it comes with the Morricone soundtrack, I might consider buying it. Otherwise, no.
You know what? I've no idea what it comes with. I know it comes as, I don't know if it's a limited edition one or not.
I think it was a box edition, like well, like they usually do the collector's editions, right? Yeah.
Yes, I think you're right. I think you're right. It is. It is.
With a booklet, poster, and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. No, that does sound about right. I must admit,
I know that for their special editions of Deep Red and I think the Phenomena, I think they include a score, the CD soundtrack on those collector's edition. I have those, so
really,
it's not impossible. They could do it. Yeah, I think.
yeah, maybe if
an
they
option.
can get if they can get the rights to it, I can't see why they wouldn't.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I've got a few of the Arrow sets. I've got Nightbreed. I've got Waterworld. Got Tremors. I've got The Thing. I made sure to pre-order that as soon as they announced that one. I was like, I'm buying that one. Yeah. I've even got the Shout Factory version with the TV cut on it, just because I wanted to see it. And obviously, being a big fan of the film, I was like, I've got to get it. You know.
Yeah.
But no, I think my favorite composer, Jerry Goldsmith.
Yes, he's definitely my top 5. I love Jerry Goldsmith. Just his scores to the Rambo films alone, man. That's
yeah,
love those scores.
I mean, just the title, the track from First Blood, Homecoming, where he's like, you see him walking down that dirt road, and the first few bars play, and you're just like, it just intrigues you, and you're just like, this is going to be something special.
Yeah, definitely.
You know, just fantastic work. I mean, his work on the Star Trek films. I mean, as everyone knows, I'm a huge Star Trek movie fan, and I just love his scores, every single one of them, especially for the first one. I think the first one's probably my favorite one. Right. While we wait for Jeff to come back, I'm going to go back to. Right. So, yeah, while we're waiting for Jeff to come back. Oh, he is back.
Yeah,
Hey!
guess who's back?
Hey! It's
Yeah,
Jeff
it's weird. I just
Shady.
got a phone call and then I got disconnected. It was weird.
Oh,
I'm
no,
back.
that's okay. No, that's okay. That's okay. Yeah, so, yeah, as I say, I think for my top 3 composers would be Jerry Goldsmith for number 1, John Williams for number 2, and James Horner for number 3. Ennio Morricone would be number 4 easily. But yeah, I mean they've all done such fantastic scores,
Yeah.
instantly recognizable ones, and they just all make the film so much better, easily.
Yeah, definitely.
What would, can't remember if I've asked you this, your favorite score of all time? What,
Well, I've mentioned it a few times, but Once Upon a Time in the West.
yes, of course, yes. Okay.
It's gotta be that
Yeah.
one.
Yeah, no, you know what? I wouldn't expect anything less.
I mean, don't get me wrong. There's tons. I mean, The Good, the Bad, the Ugly. Ironically enough, also Morricone. A lot of Morricone scores would be contenders for me.
Yeah, no, I can understand that.
I mean, you got so many. John Williams, Superman score, Indiana Jones, Home Alone. I love those scores. Jaws, obviously.
Yeah.
Jerry Goldsmith has the Rambos. Basic Instinct. That's a pretty cool score.
Yeah. Total Recall.
Total Recall. Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, yeah, that reminds me. Basil Paul Doris, the guy that did Conan, Conan the Barbarian,
yes.
Conan the Sword. I love his stuff for those films in particular. Yeah.
Yes. He'd be my number 5.
Yeah.
Be my number 5. I mean, his stuff for RoboCop, Starship Troopers.
Yeah.
And as you say, the Conan films.
He even made Steven Seagal enjoyable with Under Siege 2. His score was fantastic for Under Siege 2.
Yes, he done that as well, didn't he? Yes.
And also on Deadly Ground as well. Yeah.
You know what? That's one I've not seen. I know it's got Michael Caine's dodgy hairdo.
That's the one, yeah.
But yeah.
Michael Caine trying to sound American, yeah.
Excellent. Like it. Oh, good old Basil Polydoris.
Yeah.
Shame he died when he did. Yeah, he was. Same with James Horner. Shame he died when he did. He still had some classic scores to come. But
yeah, definitely.
Alan
Silvestri is another one. I love his stuff as well.
Oh yes.
The Delta Force. I love that theme.
Yeah. My wife doesn't like that score.
It is a bit repetitive. It plays throughout the entire film the same.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's funny enough. That's what she said. It's really repetitive and it's really off-putting. She said, I think she said, like, apart from that, the film was all right, but it was the score was really like off-putting. So it's understandable. I mean, I must admit the main theme is absolutely awesome.
Yeah.
But and they like the theme when they're calling all the Jews to the front of the plane. That's quiet. But yeah, it's not one of his best. It's not one of his best whatsoever.
Yeah. I think it wasn't it Horner who did the Commando soundtrack? I think it was him, wasn't it? Yeah, I love that score as well.
That's probably one of the only ones where it does sound a little bit repetitive, but it's just so much action.
Yeah,
to
those
it.
steel drums, I just love that sound. Yeah,
you just can't help but love it. It's a cheesy soundtrack to go with a cheesy film, but it's just you can just put it on and just have a good time with it.
Yeah.
You know,
Especially the
Um,
end credit song, somewhere, somewhere. I
oh
love that. Yeah.
yeah, by
Kick ass. Yeah,
the Power Station.
that's it.
Yeah, that's on the self-titled Power Station album. It's a good album actually. Very good album. It's got the song from I'm trying to remember the name of it now. Some Like It Hot from
Okay.
European Vacation. He's listening to on the plane. He's having the daydream of him like being in like the club surrounded by all these women and all that. And it's got Rusty World Tour on the back of his jacket.
Yeah.
You know, that's the song that's playing. And that's a really good song, and that's on that album as well. It's a really good song.
Yeah.
Um,
I am pretty much any of of those great '80s soundtracks. They're my favorite soundtrack list of all time. Scarface has a fantastic soundtrack. That's my favorite film of all time. But
who does that? Is that Morricone again? Or
no, that's Giorgio Moroder who did the score for Scarface.
yes,
And then you have all
of
the
course
pop
it
songs,
was.
Push It to the Limit, stuff like that. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's a classic. That's a classic track.
And of
Push
course,
It to the
any
Limit.
Stallone soundtrack from the '80s, Rocky IV. Oh shit! Just almost took a plunge here or something. Huh? That's okay. No, Rocky IV, Cobra, Over the Top, fantastic soundtrack.
Yeah. Oh, definitely. I think that if I had to have a definitive Stallone soundtrack, so out of those films that you just said, that Over the Top, Cobra,
Oh, yeah.
Rocky IV, I would have to say Rocky IV is the best one.
Yeah, I think it's the one I play the most. But I got them all in my
Yeah.
car. I played them all on. I got them all on CD. I play them all pretty much on rotation.
Yeah.
Pretty much on every commute to work.
I really don't blame you. Really
Yeah.
do not blame you whatsoever. I mean, I used to have the Rocky IV soundtrack going when I used to go to the gym, and literally as soon as it came on, I'd just try and push
yeah.
myself harder and faster and all that. I'd end up turning into a pile of jelly when I came off the treadmill, but still, it was worth it.
Oh yeah,
Oh yeah, definitely.
been there. Yeah.
Okay then. Here's one. Your favorite Stallone film from the 80s?
Ooh, well, that's tough because you have one of the most entertaining Rocky sequels, Rocky IV.
Yes.
Cobra is so badass.
3 Rambo films.
Obviously, he made the Rambo character popular in the '80s. Yeah.
Yep.
He started the '80s great with Nighthawks.
I forgot you done that.
I even love Rhinestone, believe it or not. That's a huge guilty pleasure of mine, but I love Rhinestone.
I've never seen it. I know obviously he sings in it with Dolly Parton, but I've never seen it. I've never seen it at all.
It's not that bad. It's actually pretty good. I mean, I've always had a big soft spot for it, obviously, but even the music, I love like country music anyway.
Yeah.
And I love Dolly Parton.
Who doesn't love Dolly Parton?
Yeah, she's great. I think she has great chemistry with Sly in the film as well. Good comedic timing. I mean, people say it's a comedy that doesn't work. It works for me. The jokes land, so
yeah,
it's not that bad. I get it's not going to be an Oscar winner anytime soon, but it's not all that bad as people make it out to be. Yeah.
Well, that's the thing. It's like one man's water is another man's poison. So it's like what one person won't like, someone else will. As I said earlier on, it's like with the Aliens, Alien 3. Not many people like it, but I love it, especially the assembly cut. So, but
yeah, the assembly cut is not bad. Yeah,
it is. It's the better version of the film. I mean, but as I say, it's like I think the world would be a very boring place if everyone liked and hated the same things.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So,
well, no. To answer your question, go back to Stallone in the '80s.
Yes. Sorry. Yes. Got sidetracked. Yes.
God, it's just so hard. I think I'm going to go for Cheetah. I think I'm going to have a tie for my number one. I got to give it to First Blood because that launched the Rambo character.
Yeah.
And pretty much sort of helped him because all of his films that he did that weren't Rocky, that weren't really successful up until First Blood.
Yeah.
That was the first non-Rocky film that was successful for him on a big level anyway, equal to the Rockies. So yeah, First Blood's got to be there. I just love that film anyway. And I'll probably give it to Cobra as well. I mean, I hate to push out Rocky 4, but I think I watched Cobra just a little bit more, if that's even possible, because I watched Rocky 4 so many times. But yeah, I just love Cobra. I just love Cobra. Yeah,
You know
that should
what?
have
I
been a
think,
franchise.
yeah, it should have been. There should have been a second one, but I would
Yeah,
love to get my hands on the work print of that to see how
yeah,
different it would have been. But
yeah.
but you know what? I think I would have to agree with you on First Blood. That's tied. That's tied for me as well. But with Rocky 4, with Cobra
Yeah.
coming just a slight notch under Rocky 4, because
Yeah.
of how it could have been.
Yeah.
You know, it's still a great film though.
Oh
It
yeah,
really is
absolutely.
still a great
Yeah,
film, but you know, it's just a what could have been.
yeah,
Uh,
yeah. Rocky 4 is just so entertaining. The thing with me being such a big Rocky fan that I am, the first one is my favorite. There's no doubt about that. I
yeah,
actually watched that again yesterday on 4K. First Rocky.
nice.
Yeah, that's got to be my favorite. Yeah, pretty much every Rocky film gets me emotional at some point in the film, but definitely that first one by the end. When he goes the distance and all he wants
Yes,
is Adrian. Oh, it touches my heart. So it's
yeah,
yeah, it's so
yeah.
powerful.
Because it's like
Um,
all he wants to do is just that you show the world that he's a
yeah,
contender. It's
exactly.
like, to me, it's like he doesn't care about the title. He just
No, he
wants to go
doesn't.
the
He doesn't
distance
care
and
if he wins
show.
or loses. He just wants
No,
to be standing by the end of it. Yeah, yeah.
exactly. And then when obviously the second one comes along and Apollo's like, I want a rematch, and he's like so like
Paul, you said there
yeah,
won't going to be a rematch. Yeah.
exactly. And it's just it is a good sequel. It really
It
is.
is, yeah, yeah. It plays so well with the first one. It's like
Yeah.
I think you sent me that supercut that you did of both of them,
Yes.
right? Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it plays so well. It's one big giant
Yeah.
film. Yeah,
See,
definitely.
the thing I done with that was, I wanted to cut out all the bits where he's doing like all the commercials and that. I mean, it's like, yeah, I know that's what many of the boxers did in the 80s, but it's like he had his shot, but it kind of he's going back to what he used to do, and then Apollo comes along, and it's just I just wanted to like focus it on that rivalry, you know.
Yeah,
And if I accomplished it, great. If I didn't, then hey, it was a good try. So,
yeah, absolutely.
but it's just the ending of the second one where he goes, "Yo, Adrian, I did it," and then the music plays. Dun, 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 dun. It's just that gets me every
Yeah,
single time when I say
yeah.
that. It's just like, yeah, you did, and I even end up with a lump in my throat every single time. I'm like,
Same here. Same here. Yeah.
yeah, easily. But I think out of all the Rocky films, I think number 3 is probably the one I've watched the least and the one I need to watch.
I think I'm the same. I think Free. I mean, I don't know what it is about Free. I mean, Free is great. I mean, obviously you got Mr. T, Hulk Hogan, all that stuff. Eye of the Tiger, all that
Yeah.
stuff's great. Obviously, I don't know for some reason I watch Rocky 4 over and I watch 1 and 2 over so many times. I don't know what it is, but with Rocky 3, can't quite put my finger on it. Why that's the one I sort of gravitate towards still, even more than Rocky 5, because Rocky 5 was my first one, believe it or not, the first one I saw.
Okay.
So I have a bit of a soft spot for Rocky 5. I mean, I get it; it's not a perfect Rocky film. Uh, and obviously you got the crappy early '90s rap music, which doesn't help it at all.
Oh
Um,
no, it
Tommy
doesn't.
Gunn is not the greatest character, but I do love Tommy Morrison, the boxer, the real life
Mm,
boxer.
yeah.
Even though he was a troubled individual.
Yes. Sadly.
Yeah, but still
Sadly.
he was a great fighter.
Yeah. Oh, he was.
Yeah,
He was.
and I get it. Sage Stallone is a bit annoying, but yeah. I don't know. It
Yeah.
was the first one for me, so I can't say too many bad things about it. But yeah,
Yeah. No, you know what? I can totally understand that. I mean, I do remember the last time I saw it was I think it was a showing on ITV over here, and I think it was the first time they showed it completely uncut, because before they like took bits out and all that for adverts and that.
Yeah.
And yeah, I do get what you're saying about his son in it being an annoying tit. He really is. It was just like, oh, please, just go away. Oh, but yeah, no, I think the first one for me that I watched, funnily enough, was Rocky 2. From what I can
excellent.
remember.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had it on Betamax. I think it was a BBC recording, and yeah, I stuck it in, watched it, and I really enjoyed it. So then I checked out the others, and yeah, I mean, I've got the 4K of Rocky Balboa. I bought that last week when it came out, and it's got the director's cut on it, and I need to set aside some time to watch that. I've got so much.
I want to watch that because apparently that's really, really good. That director's cut.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, from what I've heard, I mean, I follow like one of the biggest Rocky fans on Instagram. He's also another Mike, coincidentally, Mike Kunda from the Yo Philly Rocky Film Tour. He does these like tours in Philadelphia, like the Rocky Film Tours.
Okay.
And he's a massive Rocky fan. He even has an inside scoop with Sly. Like he speaks to Sly on like a regular basis.
Wow.
He knows a lot of like background stories on Rocky that not many people know.
Nice.
And he has said that the director's cut is like the vision that Sly always wanted, and it's the best way to see it. So it's got praise from the biggest Rocky fan out there, even bigger than me. So yeah.
Wow. I can't wait to see that now. I really can't.
Yeah.
I just wish he'd have done a director's cut. Oh no, it was John G. Alverson, wasn't it, who done number 5?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just a shame that they didn't recut that when it came out on 4K. Do a different version of that. Take out
there's a work print out there. Yeah.
Yeah,
it is out there.
Yeah, I've got the work print. Funnily enough, I managed to find it. But yeah, I still haven't seen it yet. But
yeah,
hopefully
I think I saw it on Daily Motion a few years ago. Yeah, I think it was on there.
Yes, it was. Yeah. All right then. Here is a Rocky-related question. Your favorite fight from across the 6 films from Rocky Balboa. Your favorite.
That is
fight.
A great question. And again, I would probably have to cop out. I would probably have to cheat.
That's fine.
Because the Rocky 4 fight, hands down the most entertaining, hands down the one that you're going to be like, oh yeah, get him.
Yes.
The one you're going to be most invested in, because obviously it's personal. He killed Apollo Creed.
Yes.
And the way that Sly, I think Sly himself said it's the fight he's the most proud of, because the way he shot it, and just how hard it was to film.
Yeah, because wasn't that? That was the fight when he wasn't it that he wanted Lundgren to punch him for real to make it look more realistic, and he ended up hitting him so hard that he hit against the ropes and it done something to his chest or something.
Yeah, I think Dolph hit him in the chest or something, and it sort of compressed his heart, or sort of the valves around the heart, or whatever it's called. Yeah, he had to go to the ER.
That's it. That's the one. Yeah.
And apparently, the doctor said his punch was like the equivalent of being in a car crash and having the dashboard, just pushing against your chest area. Yeah.
No.
Apparently, it was the equivalent of that. So yeah.
Right. So I think we've learned a lesson there. Don't get punched by Lundgren.
No.
Leave him
alone. He will break you.
Oh yeah. Oh, he really will. Probably in half. Right.
But
so
Rocky 4, and then as a tie, I would probably say because it's the most realistic. Because they were actually hitting each other in Rocky Balboa, him versus Antonio Tarver.
Yes.
They were actually landing shots. They were actually trading shots for the entire fight. Yeah.
Yes, it was. You know what? I haven't seen that film since the DVD days. And I loved that film when I saw it. It was kind of heartbreaking because he's got his restaurant called Adrian's, and he's reliving his past glories to his customers and all that. And it's heartbreaking to watch him.
It is.
Like, he's still got that twinkle in his eye, but he knows it's over. And that's one of the things that it's like a gut punch throughout the
the first 20
Yeah, the first like 20, 30 minutes, it's more emotional than the entirety of Rocky 1. It's
Yeah.
wow.
It is. It's just
It
such
gets
a
me
fantastic
every damn time. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. You know what? I would have to say my favorite fights. You know what? I'm going to have to do exactly the same as you again because it's just too hard a question.
Yeah.
The final fight in Rocky 4, but I'm also going to go with the rematch in Rocky 2.
Yeah, you got to give some love to Carl Weathers because he really
Yes.
moved like he was a professional boxer, even though he wasn't.
Yes.
But he had the
Yeah.
grace, he had the charisma, as a boxer. He was the perfect on-screen fighter for me. Yeah,
Oh, he was.
definitely.
He was.
Yeah.
And the thing is, when Rocky wins that fight at the end and he says, I want to thank Apollo for fighting me. Great fight,
Yeah.
Apollo. You can
Yeah.
see that Apollo's actually been humbled and he's like, thank you very much, in
Yeah.
his own way. So it's like, and then as I said earlier on, when he says, yo, Adrian, I did it. The
Oh
lump
yeah.
in the throat
Oh yeah.
every single time. So yeah, the fight in Rocky 4 at the end, the fight in Rocky 2 at the end, joint number 1
Yeah.
for me.
Yeah.
Easily. You know what?
Yeah, that's a
sticking
very
with-
inventive fight as well. I'm sorry, but that's a very
No, that's right.
inventive fight as well because Sly actually was injured in Rocky 2. Yeah, sort of. I think his pectoral muscle was like torn, and that's why
Yeah.
Rocky is fighting right-handed instead of southpaw. So he had to rewrite the fight because he had an injury, and it's very very inventive of Sly.
Yeah, you know what? I do remember reading something about that. I
Yeah.
really do. That was.
I think how that
yeah.
happened was I think he had a bench pressing competition with Franco Colombo, believe it or not, Arnold's buddy.
Yes.
Franco Colombo was training him for Rocky, and I think for the Rambo films as well. So he had a bench pressing competition. And yeah, he tore out his pectoral muscle. Yeah.
Ooh. I'll tell you what, that's the thing with Stallone. He always seems to get injured on some of his moves. I mean, look at the
He
Expendables.
does. Yeah.
You know.
Boy, that was
What?
brutal with the neck injury. Yeah.
Yeah, because didn't he
Yeah.
have to have like a pins put in his neck or something,
I think so. Yeah.
or a plate or something? I don't know, but
Yeah.
no. When I heard about that, I was like, oh, talk about suffering for your art.
Yeah.
It really is. But you know what? Staying with Stallone just for this next question.
Well, I can talk solo all night, so that's fine with me.
Yeah. No, that's cool. That's cool then. Your favorite Stallone performance. Now, bearing in mind, you've got all the way from Fist and Paradise Alley right up to
Yeah.
the fourth Expendables film, which, you know what, I don't think anyone's going to even bother.
No, I haven't even seen that
Really?
one yet. Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't, but from
Yeah.
people that I've spoke to, they've said it's a big steaming turd. So
Yeah, it's not worth it. No, to
No.
say it mildly. Yeah.
no, exactly. So
Well, yeah, that's also a very excellent and very tough question. Don't know if I'm going to cheat with this one. I might, but because there might be multiple answers. But no, obviously his performance in the first Rocky, Oscar-nominated performance for a reason. Copland, that's a great one. As Sheriff Freddie Heflin,
yep,
that was another one where I was really feeling and was really invested for his character, really rooting for the character. And of course, his Oscar-nominated performance in Creed as well, the first Creed. He might have been even better in the first Creed, acting-wise, than he was in Rocky, which is bizarre because it's the same character, like 40 years on. But yeah, but no, I'll probably stick with the first Rocky, even though First Blood gets another shout as well. First Blood, that speech at the end when he breaks down and it's like, "Hey, my fucking legs is all over me" and stuff like that. You know.
Yeah.
God, that hits you as well. Yeah.
Didn't he write that himself?
I think so, because that was not the original ending of the film.
No,
as you might know, it's based on the book, and Rambo originally dies in the book.
Yes,
and that was the original ending of the film. So that might have been an invention by Sly. You could be right there.
Yeah, because I do remember because I did see the deleted scene, and basically, as he's got like a handgun, he gives it to Troutman, and he gets him to put it to his chest, and he basically gets him to shoot him because he can't live
like
with
a
it.
45 pistol. Yeah.
Yes, yeah.
And I think in the
Yeah.
book it's more graphic. I think in the book his head gets blown off by a sawn-off shotgun or something. I think Troutman has a shotgun in the book. Yeah.
You know what? I've got the book. I need to dig it out and I need to give it a read.
Oh, I got to give it a reread. It's been ages, but I do remember the book being way more graphic and violent.
Yeah.
So like the Rambo sequels, ironically enough, which Dave Morrell hated. But yeah,
Because didn't they end up changing some of First Blood from what it was in the book? I think in the book you ended up hating Rambo, but in the film you ended up loving him.
yeah, he was a total madman in the book. I think he
Yeah.
pretty much killed all of the cops that came in his way instead of only
Yeah.
harming them or warning them. Yeah.
Yeah.
In
Because
the
I
book,
think
he was more of a killer. That killer instinct ran on in the book.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I think that was Stallone's suggestion as well. Instead of making him a killer, make him more kind of placid. He knows that the cops are just doing their job. He doesn't want to harm them, and that's why he says, "In the city, you're the law. Out here, it's me.
Yeah.
Don't
Don't
push
push
it."
it. I'll give you
Yeah.
war you won't believe. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So yeah, oh no, that is a good shout actually. You know, I so you said the first Rocky would be
Yeah, I'd
the
probably
best.
give it that because of the struggle as well, because he,
Yeah.
he wrote it. He knew he was perfect for it. He wrote it for himself. Nobody believed in him, and he just proved everyone and their mother wrong, didn't he? So
Yeah. Yeah. You know what? I would have to agree with that. I would have to agree with that. That was just it was one of his best because it shows that he wants, as I say, he wants to be a contender, but then there's also the softer side of him as well. When he goes to see Adrian,
yeah, the
basically-
patch up, the girl that nobody else notices, he notices her. Yeah,
yeah, exactly. And he goes there and tries to crack jokes with her and stuff like that. And he's basically, trying to be like there for her and stuff like that. Yeah.
yeah.
That's you know what? I can't think of him like his best performance. They're all so damn good.
I'm a bit ambivalent about his performance in Avenging Angelo, but yeah,
I've not seen it. That's one I haven't seen.
yeah. It's not one of his finest hours. Yeah.
Oh, I can well imagine that. You know what? I'm actually going to say Cliffhanger.
That is a great
Rocky.
performance. Yeah.
Yeah, because it's just when the girl ends up slipping out of his hand at the beginning, and he's like, you can see on his face, he's like, when he brings his hands up and he's like that, he's like, you can see he's like,
he is so good in just portraying that. I don't know what it is, that sadness, that feel of loss, or whatever it is. He's so great at portraying those emotions. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And then when he comes back and like he's saying to Jet, like he's trying to get her to come away with him because he still loves her, he still wants to be with her, but he can't be there because it brings back too many memories. And they're like, she's like, no, you've got to get over it. But it's like you end up siding with him. It's like, well, that was something that happened to him. There's no way he's going to be able to get over that like that. Just because someone says, "Oh, you got to get over it."
Yeah,
you can't. So it's
what he does best. I think he's best at playing like everyman, like people you can just easily identify with.
Yeah,
I mean, you can't really identify with Arnold in Commando because he's like superhuman and he's great. You love him, you root for him, but you don't really identify with him necessarily. Yeah,
exactly. I think that's one of the best things about both Arnie and Sly. They play two different kinds of characters. You've got Arnie, who plays larger than life, invincible, gung ho characters in cheesy action films that are so damn enjoyable. You can just put it on, bucket of popcorn, loads of lager, have a damn good time. Stallone plays more of an everyman who's got faults, who's broken, let's just say, in some terms. A man who's men who are down on their luck, like Rocky, trying to make themselves, bring themselves up to them instead of being down there, So two very different contrasting actors, and they both bring something different to the table, and that's what's just so great.
Absolutely,
it really is. But yeah, that for me definitely Cliffhanger, because it's just it is a great film anyway. I absolutely, I adore it. It's definitely in my, if not in my top 5, in my top 10 Stallone movies. But
Yeah,
his
it's definitely in
performance
top
is just-
10. Yeah.
his performance is just that next level for me, for certain.
I think it was also his most successful film besides any of the Rocky and Rambo films. I think that was his most successful outside of those franchises. Yeah.
Yes,
Or
it
series.
was.
I should say, if
Yes.
Nigel's watching.
Yes. Yes, and you know what? I got that on 4K for £12, and if Nigel's watching, it was very reasonably priced. He's gone. He'll be back in a minute though. Just go back to the comments quickly. We've got Ace Flow 1, I think it is, and there he is.
Now I know what Carlos feels like.
Just going to go back to the comments quickly. We've got a couple more people coming. We've got Ace Flow 1. Hey there, everyone. Thanks very much for tuning in, mate. Really much appreciated. He says, I just connected with you. If you just subscribe, thank you very much. That's absolutely fantastic. I've got loads of shit on the channel. Hopefully you'll find something you enjoy. And yeah, thanks for thanks for subbing. I hope you enjoy the content that's on there. And we've got Cy Robson.
Hey, Cy.
Hi, sorry I'm late. I've just been watching. I've just been to watch the Star Wars original trilogy at a special screening. Had an absolute blast, and yes, I am jealous. You bastard. Sorry.
Oh crap! Oh, the audio.
Oh, there you go.
Was it the original unaltered version, or was it the the Lucas fixed version?
That's a very good question. Cy, yeah. Was it the special edition, the special edition, the special edition, or the original unaltered versions?
Or the ultimate special edition? Yeah.
Yeah, with even more dancing Jawas with tassels and stuff.
Yeah.
But no, glad you could make it, mate. Glad you could make it. Probably going to be wrapping it up in a minute anyway. Probably in about like another 10 minutes. Oh no, here we go. He says it was the McClunky edition.
Okay, there you go.
It's the special Disney edition. Excellent.
Right. Yeah.
Well, you know what? I'm glad you had a blast with it, mate. I do like the Star Wars trilogy, but for me, it's got to be the original theatrical versions. Although I do like the special edition version of Empire Strikes Back. That's one of the only changes that were worth doing. But you enjoyed them all, had a blast. I'm happy for you, mate. I really am. As I said before, if everyone hated and liked the same things, it'd be boring. But no, I'm glad you had a good time with it, mate. I suppose like a couple more questions before we wrap it up. The German version of Detox that came out on Blu-ray, I think it was by Turbine. It came out with a different director's cut, apparently.
I've heard that. Yeah.
Yeah. Because I've got the 88 films version. I still haven't watched it yet, but that's got a director's cut on it, but it's in standard definition, I think.
Okay.
But I still haven't watched it yet, so I don't know what it's like. But I mean, I've always liked Detox. I thought it was a pretty good film. It was something different for Stallone, and again, he plays a man who's downtrodden and basically at the end of his rope. Let's just say.
That's right.
Because of a serial killer. So it's something different for him. And yeah, I really liked it. Really, really liked it.
Yeah, same here. It's actually a pretty decent little I guess like isolation thriller, because it's sort of like The Thing. That's what I always sort of liken it to. It's like Stallone's little action thriller version of The Thing, a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I have to agree with that because no one knows who the killer is.
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah, no, I totally agree with that. I suppose you could say it's Sly's version of a slasher movie.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, excellent film. You know what? I think that might have to be on the. Might have to be a film that I do a review of at some point soon. It's just so good, so good. I'm trying to think. There was a question I had in mind, and you know, for the life of me, I can't think what it was. I've got it. With all these boutique labels now, I mean, I think we're sport for choice. I mean, you've got Arrow, Second Sight, 88, 101.
Yeah.
Now you've got Cape Light. You've got,
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you've got Plyon Pictures in Germany.
Germany, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you think that we're... Well, actually, I think this is going to be a bit of a two-part question. Do you think that we're sport for choice? And that obviously with all of these boutique labels like bringing stuff out,
yeah,
you know, do you think that... So I'm trying to think of the way to word it now. It's going to be one of those questions that's going to be difficult for me to say. I can tell.
These are the real questions, folks. These are the intricate ones.
these are the ones that people need to know.
Yeah. It's like Oprah, Phil Donahue level of questions right there.
Oh yeah, definitely. Although I look nothing like Oprah. I don't even look like Dr. Phil.
Yeah.
But no, with all these boutique labels out there, they're bringing out all these different kinds of films, like some you've never even heard of, and some that are just like, why would they bring that out? Do you think that some of them are scraping the bottom of the barrel with some of their releases?
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah.
I mean, do you also think that some of them are delving into territory that other boutique labels possibly wouldn't touch? You know, I mean,
I don't know many labels I would touch. Exorcist 2 and Arrow is doing that, so yeah.
Yeah, because I mean, you've got, I think it's 88 films are bringing out some of the Japanese like extreme films, like the Untold Stories and stuff like that. You know, it's stuff that you would have thought that Arrow would have released in some form, but instead it's 88 films. So do you think that kind of like 88 films and labels like that are kind of like they're kind of like, I suppose you could say, like the canon version of like boutique labels, where they bring out stuff that no one else would, and then you've got Arrow that play it safe and they bring out more kind of like mainstream. Do you kind of feel that?
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Because I mean, as I say, with like the Japanese, like what they class as Section 3s, you know, you would never have thought that they would have got a release over here. But then 88 just came out with, oh yeah, we're releasing the Untold Story, and it's going to be uncut. And then when you read through it on Wikipedia, and you're like, really, that's going to be uncut? Bloody hell, fire! You know. And then you've got Arrow releasing, you know, Hellraiser for like the 12th time, Invasion of the Body Snatchers for like the 100th time, and Carrie for like a super duper super bastard deluxe version with a new postcard.
That's why I saw it on the site, because I was like, wait, didn't they already release Carrie? I saw it up for pre-order. I was like, wow, it says,
yeah, exactly. It's like they released it on Blu-ray in the limited edition box, then a standard Blu-ray, and then a 4K Blu-ray in the limited edition box. And it's like, really? How many times can you release the same film? Just playing it safe. You know? But I mean, it's like, what film would you like to see released, and on what boutique label?
Ooh. That's a good question. obviously now our first for the Hitcher is going to be finally quenched, but
Yeah,
yeah, that was one of the biggest long-awaited ones.
yeah. I mean, I must admit, I thought that
Question.
Arrow were going to get it, but then with
Yeah.
the second cycle, I was like, wow, we know that's going to be
Yeah,
a big box.
gigantic monster-sized box. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
That's a good one. Yeah, we did finally get one sometime in the West on 4K as well. That was one of my longest sort of anticipated ones.
What one was that? Sorry.
Once Upon a Time in the West.
Ah, yes, yeah.
We got that one. That was one I was waiting for a while. It's like, well, that's one that deserves a 4K. See, we got Chinatown a few months ago. I still haven't picked that one up. I think it's out of print now. I might have to wait for a standard one, but
well, I think HMV have got a limited edition one,
yeah.
so it might be worth having a look for that one, because I think that's in like a rigid box from what I can remember.
Okay, I'll have to check that out.
Yeah.
So, sort of my desires of stuff to be released has sort of been fulfilled by this point, because now we finally have all of the Rockies on 4K.
Yeah.
I still have to pick them up, by the way, but I'm getting my replacements discs from the original set from last year, because I actually emailed Warner Brothers yesterday. I finally found out how to get on the program for the replacement discs. So I emailed them, and they're going to send me like an envelope. I have to send the faulty discs to them, and then they sent the corrected one to me. But
fantastic!
Yeah, and once I got those, I can finally pick up Rocky 5 and Balboa. Hopefully they're not screwed up. So, because that was something that really pissed me off, Mike, when they released the 4Ks last year with up until 4. I only got it really for the 4 director's cut for the versus Rocky versus Drago cut.
Yeah.
But then when Rocky 1 is great on 4K. There's no real problems with the first Rocky. But then Rocky 2, I haven't even watched it because the audio pitch is just way too low.
Really?
Yeah, Stallone already has a very deep voice, but in that that audio version, he has a deep voice. It doesn't sound right. It does not sound right. And the music as well. You can tell from the opening bars. When the yellow Rocky 2 comes on, scrolling on the screen.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be like, I'm gonna try a high pitch one. It's supposed to be like a bam 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 bam, but it's like boom 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 boom. It doesn't sound right.
Yeah.
The pitch is too low. Yeah.
So basically, Sylvester Stallone sounds like Barry White.
Pretty much, yeah. Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah, so I'm it's mostly Rocky 2 that concerns me, because the issues on Rocky 3 were I think the what do you call it, the foreign audio tracks, like the German audio track and the French one, I think they were pitched wrong on Rocky 3. But hey, I'm gonna watch it in English, so that doesn't affect me.
Yeah.
I think Rocky 4 in the theatrical cut had like an aspect ratio issue at the 10-minute mark. I think it's when he's wearing the Italian shirt and he's washing his Lamborghini, and the robot is there, and then the son comes out, Dad, will you teach me to fight, and stuff like that.
Oh,
and when he says, I fight, so you don't have to fight, because I want you to use your head for something instead of like a punching bag like I do. Yeah, that scene. I think it's supposed to be like, it's full screen, but then it switches to like very stretch or something for a split second. I think people had issues with that.
Oh, really?
So yeah, Rocky 4 needs to be corrected on the disc. Yeah. Yeah. So I'm excited. I'm going to be finally getting those. I finally got in touch with Warner Brothers. So, yeah.
Nice. Well, you know what? I haven't even watched the theatrical version of 4 on 4K yet. I tried to watch the director's cut. I ended up falling asleep because I was so knackered after work. So I'm gonna have to check my disc out of number 4, because I got the singular release, because I've still got the box set where one of the spines is white and it's got the horse, like the Italian stallion horse on the side.
Yeah.
Because it's got a shitload of special features that aren't on the 4K. So I just thought
that is true. Yeah.
Yeah. So I just thought I'm going to keep that box set, and I'm just going to get 4 and Balboa separate because of the director's cuts, and I'll just keep that.
Yeah.
But no, I'm glad you said about that, because I'm going to have to check that one out, and Only thing is, I can't find the receipt for it.
Okay.
So if it comes down to it, I
Yeah,
might.
I think when you email Warner Bros, you have to either send them receipt or proof of purchase. I sent them just a screenshot of my Amazon order,
Yeah.
which was enough for them.
Oh.
I think you can also send them a picture of you holding the set, and that will be proof enough as well.
Oh, okay.
At least that's
I
what
might
I've heard.
say.
I mean, I've been on this Blu-ray this sort of forum. People were talking about. That's how I finally figured out I can get the discs replaced. I didn't even know they were doing the replacement discs.
Yeah.
It's about time.
No, I didn't either. Yeah.
Yeah.
I know. I mean, yeah, I've got to check mine out now, and I'll have to have a look and see if there's like if it's for the singular releases as well. I've got a feeling it probably is, so I'll have to have a look. But yeah, I think for me, the film I want most to come out on a boutique label, and what boutique label? I don't know. I mean, I'm glad I got The Last Starfighter on 4K from Arrow. I've been after that for absolutely ages, and there was no way I was going to pay like 40 quid to import it. No way. Actually, I've got it. I've got it. It's Teen Agent.
Okay. Yeah.
I've got the Warner Archive DVD, the Australian one.
Yeah.
And I don't think it's even had a standard Blu-ray release. I think it's just on DVD only. But yeah, I would love for that to get a proper boutique release and have like a proper like sound mix done on it, because it sounds too, I don't know, sometimes when they talk it's proper like not distorted, but it's like it's pitched, the sound's too high on it, it's like too loud. So I'd want to do a proper sound mix on it, remaster it properly, and maybe have like interviews with like some of the like remaining like the living cast and documentaries and stuff like that. I'd be all over that. I really would. But I'm wondering who would give it the best. I mean, I think that would probably be the kind of film that 88 would release. Myself.
Yeah. I can see 88 do, or maybe even Arrow. I can even stretch it to seeing Arrow do it. Yeah.
I could as well. I mean, if they can do Delta Force.
Yeah, exactly. Red Scorpion.
Yeah, Red Scorpion. So I think that would probably be right up their alley. I really do. We've got one more comment from Sire. I think that there's replacement disc for the Rocky 4K. Yeah. I think Del Boy got them replaced. Right. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna have a look into it then. I'm gonna have to check my my theatrical 4K of Rocky 4. And see what hoops I've got to jump through and who I've got to sacrifice a goat to before I can even get to the website or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I think when you go to Blu-ray.com and you type in the Knockout Collection, because now we're going to get the Ultimate Knockout Collection. That's going to have all 6 of them in there finally.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's the Knockout Collection. That's the faulty one, and I think also when they released it singly in the steel books and stuff.
Okay.
But anyway, if you sort of go into the Blu-ray or the 4K review section on Blu-ray.com for the Knockout Collection, right at the top you have a notification from them, an updated sort of thing, saying like, hey, the replacement discs are here. If you want it, email this address. That's how I got the email address to actually contact for it. Yeah.
Okay. I'll have to try and do that. I
think it's like whv@wbd.com or something like that. I think that's the email address for them. Yeah.
Okay. I'll have to look into it. I'll have to look into it, definitely. Right. There's no more.
I guess I didn't really answer the question of what I would like to see. Really, I think I'll go with a simple. Not many people are going to probably have the same desire as me, obviously, but me being a big spaghetti western fan, there's still a lot of spaghetti westerns that haven't been, released on DVD or Blu-ray or hell even 4K. And this one at Carlos, Eastwood for Life, and he keeps talking about he's a big spaghetti western fan, same as me, obviously. Dead Man Ride. It's like a 1970 or 71 spaghetti western
Okay.
with Fabio Testi. You might remember from some Euro crime films if you're into those. He was in Revolver with Oliver Reed. I think he was married to Ursula Andress. Actually, did a few films with her.
Okay. Okay.
He's in that, and yeah, it's like a pretty rare spaghetti. Where I think there's a bootleg out there, but it only has Spanish audio, so it needs to be released officially with an English audio track. So that would probably be one of the things that I would like to see released soon. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. No, that's fair enough. That's fair enough. I mean, I could probably see Arrow doing something like that. I mean, with the amount of spaghetti westerns that
they've been knocking it out of the park with that. Yeah, with the free spaghetti westerns. I got all of them. Yeah, they're fantastic. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, and then you've got like the singular ones like Texas Adios as well, and doing like Django Era Coffin. I could see him do that.
Even their 4K of Django was amazing. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I forgot they'd done the 4K of that.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? I still haven't seen that yet. I'll have to try and pick it up at some point.
It's very widely available now, thank God. It used to be very hard to get a copy of the original Django, but thank God it's out there now. You got so many Blu-ray and 4K editions of it nowadays. Yeah.
Yeah, but I think there's a UK 4K edition from
Cult Films.
Yeah.
I got that one. I think Carlos sent me that one a few months ago with a trade package. Yeah.
Nice. I'll have to see if I can. I think there's HMV near me that had a copy in stock. I might have to invest in that and see what it's like. Definitely.
Oh yeah, I think you'll like it, especially if you like Django Unchained. Obviously, Tarantino took influence from the original Django. So if you like Django Unchained, you will definitely not regret, watching the original Django with Franco Nero.
Oh well, I started watching it again a while ago, and I got to a certain part, and I was like, wow. I forgot how good this film is, and I was really enjoying it. But again, because I think I was in the States at the time, and I wasn't feeling very well. So I was like, no, I need to go to bed. But I got to a certain point, and I think it was. I know there's one part where they go up to the plantation, and I think Don Johnson's there, and I think
Don Johnson, Big Daddy.
Yeah. I think he ends up killing him, doesn't he? He ends up shooting him.
Yeah.
I think I think I got up to that bit, and I was like, oh yeah, I forgot how brutal that was. Good though, but brutal. So yeah.
I think Don John. I think they blow him out. I think there's that scene afterwards when they leave the plantation, where they wear the Ku Klux Klan mask thing. What you call it? Yeah.
Yes.
And then Don Johnson's like, it's actually one of my favorite scenes in the film. It's like one of the funniest. He's like, I can't see fucking shit out of this thing.
Yes.
And stuff like that. Yeah, I love that scene.
Yeah. I love Don Johnson in that. He's hilarious.
Yeah.
He really is.
It's funny because I'm actually rewatching Miami Vice at the moment as well. It's on Amazon Prime over here. I'm watching it again.
Nice.
And it's funny how far he came, like from a TV show. I mean, it was a very successful TV show. Don't get me wrong, but yeah.
I mean, you got Harley Davidson, the Marlboro Man, Dead
Yeah,
Bang.
I love that film.
I think Guilty as Sin. I think he done as well. And like obviously like loads of like TV films, and then obviously you got Nash Bridges with Cheech Marin.
Nash Bridges, yeah.
And then
Machete, he was in that as well.
Yes, of course, yes, he was, wasn't he? Yeah. I haven't seen that for donkey's years either. old Machete, because Machete don't text.
Machete don't text, yeah.
And then he ends up, he's got a phone and he's texting. Oh, brilliant stuff.
That's it.
Brilliant stuff. Oh man. Right. You know what? I think it's time to wrap it up there. I want to say thank you, Jeff, for coming on. It was
no worries. I figured I could maybe do it because it's a bit of a more quiet day. It's Saturday, so it's as busy. So
no, that's great, mate. I appreciate you coming on. I really do. It's been a blast. It really has. I'm going to try and do another movie based live stream, but I want to try and do one that's like a game one in the
Okay.
future as well. So as soon as I do like another movie one, yeah, we'll have to do it when you're not in work, and
Yeah.
have Carlos on, and
When I'm not,
have
patrolling buildings and stuff like that. Yeah. When I'm supposed to be keeping my eye on stuff, I keep my eye on this goddamn phone. Yeah.
yeah, no, but no, it was great that you was able to come on. I do appreciate
Yeah,
it.
definitely.
You
Yeah,
know,
it was fun. It's always fun, to chat, shit the breeze.
Yeah.
What's the expression?
Shoot
Shit
the
the breeze,
breeze.
isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, shoot the breeze. Yeah.
Kind of thing. Yeah.
And,
It's always fun to talk movies. Yeah, shit the breeze.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah,
Yeah.
really is. I had a lot of fun, and again, thank you to everyone who commented in the comments. Even though I know there wasn't a lot because it was literally just on the spur of the moment, but I do appreciate it, and for those
MVP of the comment section is definitely Nigel from the looks of it.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes, it is. He did actually ask some pretty good stuff. I must admit, he's
Yeah.
asking about different things. Yeah, I appreciate it, always do. So it's great. But no, thanks to everyone for tuning in, and thanks to you, Jeff, for coming on.
Yeah, you're welcome. It's been fun.
It was great. So just want to say thanks a lot, everyone, and enjoy the rest of your Saturday. And I'll see you all soon. See you later,
Adios,
guys.
amigos.